Up, everybody, good morning. Welcome to Middays with Marks, the host you trust, the show you trust here on 97.5 The Fanatic. John Marks, Ray Dunn is in the house today, and joining us in the number 2 chair is Mr. Sean Brace. Good morning, Sean.
Oh, good morning, John. What a day. Victory Monday. Birds with another victory on top of the NFC. Everything looks great right now from the defensive perspective.
Yeah, no. Good morning, Ray Dunn.
Yes.
How are you, Ray?
I'm doing wonderful, John.
So I'm going to do my best and put me on the clock of how long I can stay positive talking about this defense. Because, there's a lot of reasons to be positive with this Eagles team and the defense. The other stuff, like the offense and the knucklehead head coach who tried to blow another game. I didn't even last 5 seconds. We'll get to that coming up.
I'm the dumbest coach in the world.
Right. We'll get to that coming up in a second. But, I mean, that's how you win championships, Sean Brace. You play great defense, right? Like in the 70s and the 80s, defense wins championships. And then we went 30 years where defense didn't matter until last year with the Eagles and then this year with the Eagles. A dominant defensive performance by the Birds.
Back-to-back games, of course, prime time for everybody that's watching, non-believers, maybe Eagles fans that need a little something extra for them to get the push as far as playoff potential and, of course, running it back in February. And what this defense has been able to do, limiting both of those offenses. And, by the way, I hope people realize how good and talented the Detroit Lions truly were. First of all, Jared Goff coming into the game, 74%, John, 74% completion percentage. Think about that. That's absurd. The great quarterbacks from back in the day, 60, 64.
John Elway, we did this on Friday. John Elway was 57%.
Come on.
50, and people look at him as a top 5, top 10 guy, maybe with other quarterbacks coming in.
There's a kid from Ohio State, Julian, saying 82% completion percentage this year. It's absurd. But Jared Goff at the NFL level, we know their potential. We know the talented mouths that they have to feed, which seems to be complicated week in, week out, and what they're capable of. By the way, the previous week they threw up 500-plus yards on offense, John.
Well, they scored on every possession against the Commanders.
And every possession with the kick. That's the goal that the Lions bring to the table. And guess what? It didn't happen last night because of how dominant this defense was. I can go on and on about all those players, John. Nakobe Dean, I just want to shine the light on him more than anything.
I'm glad you started with him.
I'm fired up.
Zach Bond had the biggest impact last year. Jalen Carter, okay, but Zach Bond as a defender in the passing game, blitzing, tackles for losses, everything was. He was almost a defensive player of the year. I mean, he was a finalist for that.
Yeah.
Nakobe Dean, since coming back from injury and being the starter and getting the snaps, has been playing like an all-pro. Not a Pro Bowler, an all-pro. Another sack last night, more tackles for losses, quarterback hits. He's covering Gibbs, St. Brown, and Jamison Williams step for step, not on easy plays, tracking them down the field, step for step. These are guys with 4.3, 4.4 speed. Nakobe Dean, I mean, I early on after they drafted him, I was like, all right, he's probably not going to be a great player, and that's the reason he slipped and everything else. No, he's a great player. Right now, he is a great player.
Yeah, undersized, but you would never be able to tell from what he brings to the table.
Damn, dude.
And the hits, like the sounds that it makes when he walks up or runs up and smacks these running backs at the line of scrimmage or takes on the blocks, it's really impressive. But you said, just from Zach Bond, who played a pretty good game himself, and coming in, another thing that had my attention with this Detroit Lions offense, John, this is a team that just did not give the ball away, 2 of them, between the Eagles and the Detroit Lions. The Eagles are the best in the league with only 4 giveaways. The Lions came in with only 6. So here you are last night thinking, okay, well, you're going to have the bend but don't break mentality. No, that's not how it played out.
No, not at all.
0 for 5 on 4th down conversions. Just absurd how they were able to get one of those converted, but that's how good this defense was last night.
Yeah, Jalen Phillips, again, talk about for a third-round draft pick. And how much money are the Eagles going to pay this guy, either now or in the offseason? The Eagles aren't letting him leave.
No, you can't.
And he doesn't want to leave. They've been searching for their number 1 defensive end, their true number 1 defensive end. And this guy's just not a sack specialist. He's great against the run. He's making plays in the backfield. He was pressuring Goff what seemed like the whole night long. Had a sack, had 6 pressures, and you're just adding him to the defense. Jordan Davis had a big game last night. Jalen Carter had a big game last night. How many batted passes did they have?
Between the two of them, 5. 5, including one that turned into an interception. For Cooper DeJean right in the beginning of the game.
But
You're right.
how many big, third downs, second downs, the Lions couldn't get anything going all night long. And that wasn't because of just the weather or Jared Goff. That's because Sean Brace, this championship defense that we saw last year that dominated Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl is back.
Yep.
This team can win a Super Bowl. Even with the offense playing like the offense is playing, this team can win a Super Bowl playing like this.
Well, last time I sat in with you, that was the thing that I was questioning. And I was trying to find those questions because all in all, it's the regular season. And I hope people realize, I hope you're coming away from watching these past 2 games feeling like it's a playoff vibe, right? Like the Green Bay game, did you get playoff vibes from that last night? Did you get playoff vibes?
Yep.
Bad weather, you got to go in, you just got to find a way to win a football game, and the Eagles have been able to do that in back-to-back night games for everybody to see. And like you said, when we talked a few weeks ago, I said the one thing that I feel like I'm missing is there's just nothing special right now about this team. With all love and respect, they win games, and that's all that matters. But last year, you knew how good that defense was. Last year, you knew how good Saquon Barkley in the offensive run game was. This year was kind of missing a little bit. But now, since the addition of Phillips, Dean healthy, this defense is absolutely one of, if not the best in the game.
Yep. They have an identity. Offense, they're still trying to figure out what it is. But you know what? The identity is the defense, and the offense will figure it out. Oh, we'll see if that gets them to the Super Bowl.
They're going to figure it out?
Well, that's the hope. They figured it out last night. They scored 16 points. Right? They scored more points than the Lions. That was them figuring it out last night. Their offense was brutal last night. Lions, 3 plays, interception. And this was the other thing. The Lions kept giving them the ball with the offense to score.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do anything with it.
Dan Campbell gets an assist for last night.
He sure does. There you go. Sean McVay Sr. is what they were calling him on Friday. The play calling.
And you know Dan Campbell speaks to me. You know that hurts me. I'm a Dan Campbell guy. When you step up to a podium and say we're going to bite kneecaps, I'm all in. You could do no wrong in my eyes.
If Sean was to be an NFL head coach,
Absolutely.
it would be Dan Campbell.
100%. However, last night, dude, what are you doing?
I think once you go for it on 4th down once,
Yeah.
and then you go again, if you stop doing it, then it's like, well, the first time you did it, it didn't make sense. But the situation has changed because it's not working.
And then he punts in the 4th quarter.
Which was weird.
Yeah, it just
what was that?
He was way out of his league last night. And I know people have been saying that, but you have to look at Dan Campbell and wonder what was some of the decisions he was making. Because, John, it comes down to just pay attention to the details. You knew last night with the wind ripping.
Low scoring game.
It was going to be a tight scoring game. Get points at a premium any way you can.
Yep. Ray Dunn, your reaction last night?
I think it was last year after the Ravens game where I finally was like, you know what? Screw it. I can't even sit here and say, well, I don't know if that's sustainable because you beat one of the best teams in football doing what you did all season long. Last night was my screw it moment where, you know what? I'm not loving what I see offensively. Doesn't matter. This defense over the last 2 weeks has shown you its championship level. I've hit the point where I'm going to go in every week. You're going to hear, I'm going to blow the Friday segment we make picks for you for the rest of the way. Until they give me a real concrete reason to pick against them, I'm picking with them. Like, that's where I'm at with this team. They showed you that even when it's not pretty offensively, even when you got conditions going against you, I get it. Dan Campbell, thanks for the assist last night. This team just beats pretty much everyone. Their identity is it's going to be really ugly. We're going to complain about it for 3 hours a week. They're the worst team in football, and for every other hour of the week, they're the best team in football.
Yep. Even think about it. Jamison Williams helps you out with humping the goalpost, right?
Which, can I say, I think you should be able to do that. Can we get back to humping the goalpost? We don't have an issue with that, right?
I mean, listen, it helped the Eagles last night, but that wasn't even close on the extra point after that. I'm making close to a 50-yard extra point. And then Nick Sirianni gives the Lions 3 points after he goes for it on that tush push. They got, you know how many yards they got after they turned it over on downs?
No.
-7.
Oh, man. Yeah.
4 plays, -7 yards, and they kicked the field goal. So, that's how good the defense was last night. They kept giving the offense opportunities in their own end of the field to, score points, and they couldn't do it.
3 for 13 on 3rd down conversions, get off the field. And like I said, this is such a talented team, John, and I know they lost their tight end, Laporta, but still, you look at all those mouths to feed. Gibbs, you saw how talented he is. Offensive line was really good. None of that mattered last night.
610-632-0975. Sean Brace Middays with Marks. Ray Dunn. You know, Ray's headed to a Temple women's basketball game after the. He's going to be off tomorrow.
Where are you going? San Antonio?
Richmond.
Richmond. I was going to guess. I swear to you, Richmond was on my brain.
Richmond's nice this time of year. Nice fall foliage.
Oh, lovely. Was there last year for VCU. I'm so excited to go back to that town.
Quick 3.5-hour drive from Philly, I believe.
I'm flying.
Look at you.
He's on the charter. He's on the team
look
chart.
at you.
610-632-0975. What did you take away from the win over the Lions? And if you want to complain about the offense or Nick Sirianni or Kevin Patullo or Jalen Hurts, you're allowed to. I'm trying not to complain for as long as I can. And I've done it so far for the most part.
10 minutes in. Nice work.
610-632-0975. That's the text line. That's the phone line. Defense was so good. The pressure they put on Jared Goff had him uncomfortable all night long. We'll play for you what he said to say about the Eagles' defense. Coming up next, Middays with Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic. Agree with you, Jerry.
Yes. And again, thank you, Dan Campbell. John, kicking or going for a fake punt while the starting defense is still on the field. I get it. It was short, but what are you doing?
No, you go for it on fourth down. Did you have that little confidence in your offense that you're trying to a fake field goal? Just go for it. How about running David Montgomery in one of those spots?
Yeah.
How about going – because they kept trying to run Gibbs in the interior of the line. Instead of – I would try to bounce it outside with Gibbs. He's so fast. And he's so athletic. I mean, Jesus, all you need is to give him a little space. But, like that and that's – when the Eagles defense puts you under pressure and puts stress on you to call plays, and now you don't know what to call because you want to go to the outside a little bit. They have athletes that can go out there and get you. You want to go internally. Now you got Carter taking on two blockers. You got Jordan Davis who's 6'7" or whatever, 6'8". He's just pushing people back, and you have Jalen Phillips now who's great against the run. Ojimo, which all he does is make plays, man. This dude every week.
He's leading the team in sacks. He had one last night, right? So I think that brings him up to 5. Pretty darn good season so far. 7th-round pick, I believe, out of Texas, too, as well.
Not a high draft pick.
That's a heck of a get by Howie.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, Montgomery and Gibbs, great nicknames, Sonic and Knuckles. I know we didn't hear that all much last night, but I thought that's, Chris Berman back in the day, that's bread and butter for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Sonic and Knuckles, I thought was pretty good.
It's a good nickname.
Yeah, good nickname.
Ray, what are we seeing on the text board about last night?
We got people getting deep into the football weeds here. Andrew from Norristown. The focus on batting down balls in practice is one of the biggest priorities for this team. I've never seen anything like it. It was very pronounced last night and has really been going on all season long. It's the little things.
Oh. Wait, is Andrew got his head above the bushes down at Novacare Complex seeing that they're practicing this? Is this a known thing that they practice batting balls down?
Is that Andrew the Checo? Is he in Norristown? He joins us at 10:55.
I think he lives somewhere up that way. I think he's up in the 610 type area.
He's texting.
Those are big boys, though, up front. Jalen, those guys are just monsters. Jordan Davis. Just monsters of men.
It's bringing in Phillips changes the entire line because now you don't have to over-rely on one of the guys that were really brought in to be sack specialists. You have an every down defensive end / linebacker, edge rusher. What else?
Jim in Jersey. They made Goff look terrible last night. I don't think that guy could play in the cold. Big for the Birds to get that number 1 seed and that home field advantage.
Yeah, I had the same takeaway. I still believe the Rams are the one team that can beat the Eagles. If you're in Detroit, that's a tough game. They're not going to be in Detroit because Detroit's not going to win. Right now, they're not in the playoffs.
Correct.
If the playoffs started today, they're not in the playoffs.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about going to Detroit to have to play. The only team you'd have to worry about is the Rams. That's no home field advantage. I guess just because they're not playing in Philly, that's the home field advantage.
I know Goff has made a Super Bowl before, but now more than ever, when you look around the league, aren't you starting to come away with some of the vibes of these quarterbacks are eventually going to be who we thought they were?
Yeah.
Like Sam Darnold turned into a pumpkin, 4 interceptions last night. Jared Goff, okay, play them in come January. Whether it's there in Detroit or here in Philly, I'm going to take
He's
the
going
Eagles.
down.
Yeah,
because that's his MO.
Yep.
And until they change that, that's Darnold. Yep. Darnold was great until the last week or two of the season, then the playoffs, and he was cooked.
Once the pressure kicks in.
Baker, yeah, I like Baker. I think Baker can win a big game. I just don't think the Buccaneers are good enough. And Stafford is good enough.
That's where it has to come back to, exactly. Like
Rams.
the team, yeah, and what will be the 4th time in 2 years that they would play? We'd be throwing that stat out there left and right. Whoa, when you play a team 4 times in 2 years, the
you
team
can't beat them every time, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Detroit, 0 for 5 on 4th, 3 for 13 on 3rd. Jared Goff had the lowest completion percentage of his career last night. Actually, his top 2 were both against teams coordinated by Vic Fangio.
Get out.
Did it against the Bears, however many years ago.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people debating Jim Johnson and Vic Fangio on the timeline. Now, I don't know if that's something you want to do because rest in peace, Jim Johnson.
Sounds like a Wednesday show. Put it on the show sheet, Ray.
Saw
We're
that
gonna
being
bank that
debate.
one.
Yeah, that's the debate happening last night.
Let's disrespect Jim Johnson.
I am all for putting a Vic Fangio statue right next to Rocky on the Art Museum steps if you want. Let's do it.
Ray Dunn put that in an email last night.
What?
He said, what else does he need for a statue? Vic Fangio.
I did. I absolutely put that in the email. That was on the show sheet.
Ray Dunn, how about that?
I thought it was a 12:30 conversation, but I'm willing to open that one up right now at 10:20.
It's not long, and he hasn't his track record for statue is they win another Super Bowl. Then you can.
He's
put it
a
up.
Phillies fan. It starts and ends there, John. It starts and ends there.
Great point. All
Don't
right,
put it
he's
at the ballpark. Who cares?
I'm in. Let's go to Greg in Bethlehem. Greg, go ahead, man. What up? Greg, hello. No, Greg. You know the pot up right there. All right. I have to now talk about the offense. Jalen Hurts stinks. At least he did last night. Throwing the ball. It was a terrible night. I know the weather wasn't great. It was low confidence Jalen Hurts again. All the balls were high. The one thing that I did like was, and Collinsworth was calling for it the whole game, and then they actually started doing it, was more of Jalen in the running game, which absolutely needs to be a component of your offense. You can't overdo it. You can't substitute it for being able to throw the ball. But it definitely helps. It 100% helps the running game in Saquon Barkley if the worry of Jalen Hurts with the read option is to go the other way. It helped them last year for sure.
Yep.
It helped them with DeAndre Swift the year before that, and they need to incorporate it a little bit more. I thought Collinsworth had an interesting question or an interesting point, which was, do you want to show it? You want to show it too early, so then people are expecting it coming down the stretch and into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Or you kind of slow playing that part of your offense so you don't have to use it too much.
I don't think they're slow playing anything.
I don't think.
Yeah, that's not definitely something hitting me right now. 14 of 28, 135. Again, not trying to pat myself on the back, but this was an easy underplay as far as passing yards last night for Jalen Hurts. I don't have confidence in him getting it going. Again, we know he has the ability. We saw it against the Rams in that second half. But if you told me, all right, you need to make a wager on Jalen Hurts being able to do that week in, week out, I'm going to bet against it at this point in time. Something is not clicking. And whether it is the fact that there is no run game that he was able to lean on last year, which was explosive and dynamic, and, of course, Saquon doing what he did, absolutely that's going to make life easier. But, John, I just have to come back that this is the play calling, the scheme. There is nothing that wows me. Nothing. So I want to blame Jalen. I want to say that, you need more from him. But I think he could use a little bit of help from his offensive coordinator, too, and Nick Sirianni as far as play calling is
Agreed.
concerned.
Then everybody gets a piece of the pie.
I like that.
All right? Totally agree. I've officially, at this point, I've went to who else on the staff can call plays? I don't think the Eagles are anywhere near that because they've won the games.
Sure.
But 2023, they were winning games, but the defense looked bad. And Sean Desai, when they started losing games, they demoted them. Mm-hmm. If they lose the last 2 weeks, because the offense hasn't been the reason they won. If they lose the last 2 weeks, we're having a totally different conversation.
Changes are made. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Nick Sirianni calling plays?
No, Jeffrey Lurie comes down from the box and calls plays.
I would rather have that.
Now we're talking.
Patullo 1, Jeffrey Lurie 2, Sirianni 3. What about the quarterbacks, Coach? 610-632-0975. We'll actually discuss that with our Eagles insider, Andrew DeCecco. 10:55, he joins us. At what point do you start having those conversations? Because it feels like the Eagles have plays and they put them in a hat, and they're kind of taking them out. Is there a real rhyme or reason for a lot of these plays? And how much of that has to do with the quarterback? Because there was the Diana Rigatoni Rossini report.
Saw that. Yep.
That had said that Eagles offensive player is not happy.
Did you happen to get the vibe last night that Jalen was doing a little bit extra? Did you see him at the pregame? He broke it down. That was on video. And then he was slapping 5 as the players were coming out of the locker room taking the field.
Hey,
I don't remember Jalen doing that. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken.
He should be doing it.
All right.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. 610-632-0975. All of that coming up right after this. Jalen Hurts asked after the game if there was a concerted effort to get the ball to A.J. Brown, and you'll hear his answer right after this. Middays with Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles win again. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It's brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. When you need a new water heater, choose one that's built to be the best. Choose Bradford White. It wasn't pretty offensively, but the Eagles' defense was incredible in a 16-9 win over the Lions last night on Sunday Night Football. Detroit was 0 for 5 on 4th down, 3 for 13 on 3rd down, and the Eagles kept Jared Goff off balance all night. Nick Sirianni, after the game, talking about the pressure they got on the Lions quarterback.
We were able to get some early pressure on him and get some hits on him. Those are always going to affect quarterbacks, so we did a really good job there as a defensive front. I think that's actually 3 games in a row where it's been humming up front.
With the win, the Birds now 8-2, remain the top seed in the NFC ahead of the Cowboys next weekend down in Dallas. Elsewhere, the Clippers and Sixers play tonight at 7 o'clock. You catch that game right here on the Fanatic. That game down at Xfinity Mobile Arena. This update brought to you by Audible. Stuck in traffic, Audible's romance collection will have you falling fast in the slow lane. Satisfy every side of you with rom-coms, romantasy, the really steamy stuff. Listen free with a 30-day trial at audible.com. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
trying to go out there and execute.
There wasn't like effort to get him the football.
That may be a KP question.
Oh, KP. That was Jalen Hurts after the game. Was there a concerted effort to get A.J. Brown more involved in the game? Shaw Brace.
Did he have the career high as far as receptions in the first half? Absolutely.
Can I answer the question? Yes, of course.
Now, do you have an issue with it?
Well, he doesn't. I'm fine with him not answering that question because it's he's damned if he does, he's damned if he does. If he doesn't, it's not. He doesn't say anything.
It's a KP question.
It's a KP question. No, I don't. If you know what it felt like last night, even though they didn't have a lot of success, it felt like they had a star wide receiver that they were trying to get the ball to. Because guess what? That's what teams do.
Yep.
When they have a star wide receiver, they say, let's get him the ball.
11 targets, 7 catches, 49 yards, 0 touchdowns, no doubt. But all in all, he's got some great hands, picked up a tough first down at the beginning of the game. Feed A.J. the rock. In my mind, it opens things up if you're able to do that. Now, I don't know how it didn't work out like that last night, or maybe it did and Jalen wasn't seeing it. I don't know. But, yes, getting A.J. Brown the ball is not a bad thing in my mind.
Right. Yeah, I mean, your hope is that you get to a game where Jalen Hurts turns into Peyton Manning, because that's what he does in the Super Bowl. It's like, all right, let me go out and throw the ball better than anybody, better than Pat Mahomes twice. Why he can't do that on any given side, I don't know. Last night, because of the weather, you had low confidence Jalen Hurts throwing the ball. When he's stepping up in the pocket and he's driving the ball down the field and he's throwing with confidence and he gets on the move and he's making moves and he's throwing off the run, that's best Jalen Hurts. The Jalen Hurts that you've seen in the games where he doesn't throw the ball well is the low confidence Jalen Hurts, and you saw it again last night. I need to channel Jalen Hurts and get him to that spot where it's really frustrating because I know it's there and he's a winner and he's won throwing the ball, but there's too many games where he's just. So let's get into the Rossini thing that came out over the weekend. All right. So she says that multiple Eagles offensive players have grown frustrated with Jalen Hurts' approach this season. That's Diana Rossini. Maybe I think it's Saturday it came out or whatever. So, let me just say this. I think Diana Rossini, for the most part, is a hack, and it doesn't bring me any great joy to say that. Her husband is an Eagles fan from the area.
Yeah, heard that.
Yeah, I have no axe to grind with Diana Rossini, but if you follow NFL football and you look at her way of being an insider, it's embarrassing 90% of the time. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I don't really put too much, stock into anything she's putting out there, but clearly a lot of people do, and of course, The Athletic is a big outlet. So,
right. So her saying
Scoop City, I believe it is, or something like that.
She has actually with James Palmer, who comes on with us every week. They do the podcast together. So, believe me, I'm not trying to.
Gotcha.
I'm not trying to kill Diana Rossini, but this thing with A.J. Brown, it was 6 weeks ago. It's I'm talking to some league executives and they think that A.J. Brown could be moved at the deadline or in the offseason. Yeah, duh. And then 5 weeks ago, talking to some people around the league, and they think A.J. Brown could be. Every week was the same thing with no advancement of the story, and it's no real news. It's not a real story. The story is that they're talking to a team or they're looking. Talking to a league executive is not a story. She did this for a month and a half straight, and it's okay, what are you doing? And this is her way of being an insider, stating the obvious. So I'm not telling you she didn't speak with anybody inside the Eagles, because she probably did. But saying multiple Eagles offensive players have grown frustrated with Jalen Hurts' approach this season, and what she's talking about is his performance and how he's reading defenses and how he can't throw against the zone and how he won't take shots down the field. I think it's fairly obvious that that's happening. You think it's just A.J. Brown that's frustrated with the Eagles offense right now? You don't think Devontae Smith is also frustrated with the fact that A.J. Brown or that Jalen Hurts won't take shots down the field? Of course not.
Maybe offensive coordinator could be frustrated as well when you do draw up a play or a wide receiver to get open and he's unable to make the throw or doesn't see him. Yeah, there's frustration across the board. Look, they attempted 9 throws, deep throws last night, only hit on one of them.
None of them are close.
It's just it's rough right now. And like you said, it comes back to what we know he's capable of. So that's where I'm a Jalen Hurts defender. I love Jalen. But there is clearly something going on right now. And I don't think it's one thing, as we just talked about earlier. I think it's a combination of things, but it starts and ends with Jalen. He's got to be better at throwing the football. To his credit, though, I do want to say this. They didn't start off all that hot. They threw the football a ton in that first drive.
He was 3 of 8 to start.
Dallas had a drop. I think didn't
Two drops. There's 2 drops.
Yeah, 2 drops.
Agreed.
So it's like we talk about shaky confidence. Those 2 catches could have made a world of difference for Jalen.
This is Diana Rossini. After doing some digging and asking people inside the Eagles building, it was explained that multiple offensive players have grown frustrated with Jalen Hurts' approach this season, particularly against zone coverage. They believe he's become hesitant in tight windows, leaning on checkdowns or scrambles instead of trusting what's open downfield. I think anybody that covers the team would tell you that they've heard the same thing. And I think anybody that actually is watching the games and is paying close enough attention should be able to tell you the same thing. That's what he's doing. And by the way, look to last year. They were inconsistent in the passing game last year. Remember, AJ, after the Carolina game, came out to the passing offense. And then they came out against the Steelers and had a response game and looked great. This isn't anything new. Defenses are saying, how do we hurt the Eagles offense? It's how you play Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
And he's seeing a lot of zone this year because before they blitzed him, and they blitzed him more than anybody else. Jalen adjusted to it. The Eagles offense adjusted to it. Give Jalen credit for that.
Yep.
There hasn't been an adjustment made to the zone coverage of Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles offense looks like crap for the most part with it.
Yeah, look, they were number 1 in red zone this whole season coming into last night. They had an opportunity to put, the pedal to the metal after that INT to start the game, and it was 3 quick plays. It was a 2-yard pass to Brown and Saquon Rush for nothing, and then an incomplete to A.J. Brown. Again, whether they're forcing it or not, they're trying to feed him. I don't have too much of an issue. Again, I'd have to watch those plays in great detail, but you would just expect Hurts to connect and find a way to score a touchdown there. And that's got to be frustrating for an offense when you know that you're only going to get limited opportunities in the red zone. Again, it's not off of one game last night. This is a culmination. Maybe that there's some frustration from these players, but I can understand while some of these receivers are looking back at Jalen going, come on, man, we got to make more plays here.
It's a talented offense. This is more Rossini. It's a talented offense that knows it's underperforming. This isn't just Brown venting. The whole unit wants more trust, more communication, and maybe a little more edge from its leader. I don't think there's anything that she said right there. I don't think it's crazy.
Well,
and honestly, I want the same thing.
Define edge, though.
Before the game, slapping five with everybody, going over on the bench. Let's go. A little bit more emotion.
Okay.
How about some emotion?
All right, the emotion. You're right.
Not a robot.
You're right. I can get down with that.
Because guys feed off of that. You don't have to be fake about it. But guys feed off of that. And seeing Jalen is like, oh, let's go. Let's go. Come on. We need more.
We definitely do need more. I could look at this team and believe that this team is destined for greatness. They have been set up for success with the players that they have. Shout out Howie Roseman and then some. But ultimately, that offense has to scare you right now. It's sluggish at best.
Yep.
At best. Now, will it be a different game coming up against the Cowboys on the road, a controlled environment, worse defense? I hope.
Maybe.
I hope.
Maybe.
But I think the offensive line right now, all those injuries, John, are starting to add up, and that's not a good thing.
A.J. Brown's involvement in the offense, I wouldn't expect a social media post about it this week. Not because he got a lot of targets, but because Sal Powell reported Jeffrey Lurie and A.J. Brown had a meeting. We'll talk about that. Also, Devontae Smith. I don't know if you saw this or you haven't. Devontae Smith, after a touchdown 2 weeks ago, went on the bench and said, just throw the bleeping ball. A lot of people was like, oh, he's talking to Kevin Patullo.
Wow.
He wasn't talking to Kevin Patullo.
He normally doesn't talk.
We'll play that coming up as well. Andrew DeTecco at 10:55. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill Colarulo and
It's ridiculous. We'll talk about that in the 11 o'clock hour. Right now, it's like I can't handle it. No, it's so epically done. So, so DeCecco gives us a lot of that stuff coming up here in about 10 minutes. Sal Palantonio. So Sal reports. Do I have to explain, or is this the cut? I can just play the cut?
Yeah, we can just play the cut.
All right, here's Sal.
A very unusual thing happened on Thursday at practice. Highly unusual. A meeting on the field between A.J. Brown, the disgruntled wide receiver, and team owner Jeffrey Lurie, facilitated by Chief Security Officer Dom DeSandro. DeSandro goes over and talks to Lurie on the sideline at practice and then motions for A.J. Brown to come over. And there are three things that you can take away in the details that I've got from this meeting, which was first reported by NBC 10 in Philadelphia. Number one, A.J. Brown pledged to the owner to cut down on the number of social media references he has to the team's offense, basically tone it down. It was a very amicable meeting. A.J. Brown was contrite. At one point, Jeffrey Lurie said to his wide receiver, "You don't have to apologize to me." Again, very friendly and very amicable. The two of them hugged after about 10 minutes, and then A.J. Brown went to practice.
That's Sal Pal. It was reported when it happened that Jeffrey Lurie and A.J. Brown were having a conversation with Dom over there.
Nice work by Sal to point that out and give credit where it was due.
Right. And so the details of what they were talking about, which you wonder if Jeffrey's just coming over to L for support. Jeffrey Lurie, according to Sal, said, "Hey, listen, we hear you. We understand. Anybody with two eyes can see that the quarterback's not playing well right now throwing the football." All right? Jeffrey Lurie coming over and say, "Listen, you're not making things easier with these social media things. You're just not." And he's right. You're not making it easier. And AJ apologizes and says, "You know what? I'm sorry." And he said, "No, don't apologize. It's okay. But just going forward, we understand. We're working on an AJ." And AJ, who's a respectful dude, says, "Okay." Now, how long does that last?
It's a good question.
After they lose to the Cowboys?
He might be streaming right now, playing that, whatever his name was. John Boy or whatever that guy he was playing, he's streaming on.
Well, Ray follows him on YouTube side or Twitch.
Yeah, I do not. Janky Rondo, though.
Janky Rondo. Thank you. Yeah, I want to give
I'm
proper
surprised
respect
you didn't know
that. I don't follow Janky Rondo.
I don't either.
But AJ, you're right, has come out, has apologized before. Now, I like Jeffrey Lurie is right with what he did, John. Ultimately, he gave you the money. He's paying you. You're an employee of this team. And you are making things more difficult right now when, oh, by the way, this team continues to win. So I appreciate Jeffrey Lurie doing this. And guess what? This isn't something that's out of left field, I don't believe. I think Jeffrey Lurie talks to these players.
It's like bad owner, Jerry Jones.
Yes.
Bad owner, Stephen Ross.
Yes.
Dolphins. Bad owner, Mark Davis. Right? You know the bad owners. This is the example of a great owner.
Communication.
Yeah. It's all it is. It wasn't a big deal. He's having a conversation. When you're the owner, there's certain players that you have a direct line to.
Yep.
Jason Kelce had that direct line. Fletcher Cox had that direct line. Jason Peters, the quarterback, does. Saquon Barkley. A.J. Brown and the owner have a different relationship than a lot of players on the team.
Oh, yeah. Now, Big Dom calling him over, though, that is just a wild visual in my mind. I feel like it's a mob movie. Like, hey, the boss wants to talk to you.
Big Dom facilitating all of this. I'm just telling you, we were talking about Brett Toth being the MVP, Ray. You can make a case Big Dom trying to broker the peace.
What's different from 2023?
Big Dom.
We've said Vic Fangio. It might actually be Big Dom being there for the entire second half of the season.
How many hours of sleep does Big Dom get during the season? Combined. I'm talking from August till Super Bowl Sunday. How many hours of sleep does he get? Maybe 6. The guy does not sleep. He does not sleep.
When he finally falls asleep, he gets a call because one of the players has done something.
Correct.
It's like you call Dom before you place him under arrest.
Absolutely.
Believe me. So I mean, very smart. Just like it was when they were trying to ban the tush push and they had a strategy. Jeffrey Lurie gave an impassioned speech where he was inappropriate, I think, at one point, where he said some things that were considered inappropriate. I forget they were.
Right, yeah.
But he brought Kelce in to be the closer, and Kelce gave the Kelce speech. It actually swayed votes. They kept it. Now, the tush push hasn't been great this year, and more on that coming up here with the Nick Sirianni going for it 3 minutes to go and on your own 29-yard line. But, Yeah, I thought it was really good by Jeffrey Lurie, and that's when you get involved when you need to get involved. And Jeffrey Lurie, he's looked at as being a member of the front office. It's like Howie coming to have a conversation with one of his players.
I forgot what he said. Do you remember what he said?
No, tell me.
Toward the end of the speech that lasted close to an hour, Lurie made an analogy, telling the room that regardless of whether the play was banned, it was, quote, a win-win for the Eagles, adding that it was like, quote, a wet dream for a teenage boy, close quote. Hey now.
Completely inappropriate.
Just a little bit.
610-632-0975. All right, the decision by Nick Sirianni to go for it. 4th and 1 from their own 29, 3 minutes to go in the game, up by 10 points. Asinine. 2 straight weeks now he's made terrible decisions that could have cost the team. That's coming up along with some other stuff with Andrew DeCecco. This offense isn't getting any better. Should you think about another play caller? Would that change? Would all that change if they weren't winning these games? And who would it be? All of that with DeCecco coming up after this. It is Middays the Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Birds win again. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It wasn't pretty offensively, but the Eagles' defense was incredible in a 16-9 win over the Lions. Detroit going 0 for 5 on 4th down, 3 for 13 on 3rd down, and the Eagles kept Jared Goff off balance all night long. Nick Sirianni, after the game, singing the praises of his defense.
The defense played awesome. I got a ton of confidence in our guys to go out and execute. I'm going to be second-guessing myself about the 4th and 1 in our own territory. Awesome job by the defense holding them to 3 there.
Yeah, they bailed out their head coach quite a bit with that decision he made late in that game, but all is well when you're 8-2, the top seed in the NFC right now, and we turn our attention to Dallas week, the game down in Dallas against the Cowboys next Sunday. The Birds tied with the Rams for the best record in the NFC and had the tiebreaker after beating the Rams earlier this season. Tonight, the Sixers have the Clippers at 7 o'clock down at Xfinity Mobile Arena. You can listen to the game live right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. This update is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Despite wintry conditions and heavy traffic, holidays must go on. That's why Mercedes-Benz SUVs come with the latest safety technology. Find incredible offers at the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Middays with Marks, Sean Brace, already done on 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, WPEN, AC1 Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studios. Hooah! All right, let's bring in our Eagles insider, Andrew DeCecco, who joins us on the Comcast Business Hotline right now. Eagles win last night. They're 8-2, top seed in the NFC. Andrew, good morning. How are you?
Hey, how are you, Johnny? Great to be with you.
All right, so the defense last night, it was Ray said this earlier, and I agree with him. For the first time this year, I said they can win a Super Bowl. The defense is playing at a level where if the offense can just figure it out a little bit, they can win a Super Bowl with this defense being the primary franchise player on the team. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I absolutely do. And the missing piece, and I said this at the time, and it wasn't hyperbole then, nor do I believe it's hyperbole now, is Jalen Phillips. I believe that when they acquired him, he was going to be a big-time player, and that was really what they were missing on defense to alleviate some of the pressure on the back end. You can sort of mask some things, whether it's a younger player like Drew Makuba or someone like an Adoree Jackson, and you get Nolan Smith back. They're able to throw pass rushers, in waves at quarterbacks. Jordan Love and Jared Goff both looked like they were rattled early in those games, and that's the impact that a rush like that can have, especially in the postseason. So I think that they have enough there. They have two, all-pro worthy linebackers, and they're stout across the line. So, I think this is one of the better defenses I've seen in a while. And last night, John, was probably the best defensive performance that I've seen, all things considered.
You mentioned linebackers. Nakobe Dean is playing like the Eagles' best linebacker right now. So, and that, Zach Bond had a good game last night too. But when you add that to the mix, very quickly it went from, man, we don't even have enough bodies to be out there, to Nolan Smith comes back. Phillips, this is a force multiplier, what he's done that at defensive line. And Nakobe Dean playing the way he did last night, which is getting to the quarterback, making plays in the backfield. I saw, it was almost like there was 3 plays in a row. He was step for step with St. Brown, step for step with Gibbs, step for step with Jamison Williams in pass coverage, which is unheard of from a linebacker.
John, I'm glad you brought Nakobe Dean up. I talked to him for about 15 minutes after the game. He's highly intelligent. He brings a lot of juice, a lot of energy. He's pretty much like another coach on the field. And in a game in which you could go across the board and look at every defensive player, and they all made a play in that game, and it's memorable. I think Nakobe Dean may have been the brightest spot on that defense last night. Just the absolute tone setter. He talks all the time about physicality, about playing on their terms, and when in doubt, strike somebody. It's a mindset that really resonates with that group, and I think that you see what he's able to bring now that he's full-fledged in the defense, and that really began after the Minnesota Vikings game. But everyone sort of feeds off each other, and he's really the heartbeat of that unit. I've said that even last season as well, and he's sort of that missing ingredient that they needed to really push things over the top, along with Jalen Phillips.
All right, Andrew, let's go ahead and get on over to the offensive side of the ball. And the caveat is this. Yes, this team has beaten the Packers. Yes, the Detroit Lions. Yes, the Chiefs. Yes, the Bucks. I can go on and on. This team is set up right now to have a really good chance at getting back to what they were able to do last year, the magical run. Understood. But there was a big difference between the offense last year and what we're seeing right now. I want to focus on A.J. Brown with my question. It was obvious that he was the focal point. 11 targets, of course, 7 catches, the most 6 catches in the first half. Is that the right way to get this offense going in your mind? Should the Eagles continue to force feed A.J. Brown as far as the offense is concerned with the struggles they're having?
Yeah, well, especially in that matchup when the Lions secondary was completely devoid of bona fide talent aside from Brian Branch. That's a game that you would want to get your passing game going, and it always goes through A.J. Brown. I don't know that was the wrong approach. I think, in fact, good things happen when you get the ball in the hands of A.J. Brown. 11 targets in that game, just 7 catches, 49 yards, so not a lot of production. But I think it's going to be a week-to-week basis. You're not going to see A.J. Brown get an influx of targets every single week. You might see Dallas Goedert next week. Could be Devontae Smith. Nick Sirianni has mentioned that you have to learn to be selfless and understand that your time is going to come, but it might not be every single week because they have a lot of mouths to feed there. But, when you look at that matchup, Amick Robertson's 5'8". Rocky Yassine's a corner who's bounced around the league for a while. That's a game that you should force feed A.J. Brown, and in theory, he should be able to thrive in those matchups. The Eagles, and really the Lions for that matter, Jared Goff completed 37.8% of his passes, and Jalen Hurts 50%. They weren't able to get anything going through the air.
Talking to Andrew DeCecco, our Eagles insider. One of the big stories that came from this weekend was Diana Rossini saying that the Eagles, multiple Eagles offensive players have grown frustrated with Jalen Hurts, and basically his performance, the conservative approach. He won't take shots down the field. Do you hear similar things when you're talking around in the whispers down at NovaCare that everybody's going to point at A.J. Brown and say, well, it's A.J. Brown and he's frustrated. Is it more than just A.J. Brown? Do you hear similar things?
No, I mean, you can watch and see that he's reluctant to push the ball down the field. It's obvious that he's not as proficient in zone coverage or as comfortable throwing in zone coverage as he is in man coverage. And, you hear, Devontae is someone who, he even mentioned himself. He wasn't happy at the time. He just voices it differently. AJ's not. They're competitors to the highest degree, and they know how much talent's there. And when you're playing this style, and this style of play, that risk-averse style, John, is not going to change under Nick Sirianni. That's what he believes in. Protect the football at all costs. Keep the ball out of harm's way. Play solid defense. Play complementary football. And that's really what he hangs his hat on. And I think a lot of that frustration stems from, the fact that this is going to be the style. It's not going to change. And that's what Nick Sirianni believes in with conviction. But as far as, anybody being frustrated with the quarterback or anything like that, no, I haven't been able to decipher anything like that.
So you mentioned Nick Sirianni, his conviction about playing a conservative style. That's because the quarterback doesn't make the throws, right? Like, I mean, I can look at play design. I don't think it's great. I don't think play calling's great. The quarterback play is what the problem is with the passing offense right now. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, well, I think it all started after that Green Bay Packers game where Jalen Hurts was throwing the ball all over the yard. He had some turnover-worthy throws. Then the Buccaneers game happened, and they came out of the bye week with a totally different philosophy, running the football, taking, calculated risk with the football, and really just not, being risk-averse. And that's something that they've adopted, a philosophy they've adopted since then. And if you ask Nick Sirianni, he said it at his press conference, they've been very successful doing so. But as Jalen Hurts will tell you, it doesn't get you until it gets you. So you have to open things up. You have to be willing to take some risks out there, and the Eagles have been reluctant to do that. And unfortunately, I guess they're not going to have they're going to be reluctant to change when they have a track record of being able to do that. They won a Super Bowl playing that way.
Yeah, they're 8-2, so I don't think that they're about to take play calling responsibilities from Kevin Patullo. If they lost the last two games, I think we'd be having a different conversation. With that being said, if they did start to struggle, who on staff could call plays or would be the play caller if they said to Patullo, "Hey, listen, let's just switch, try to mix some stuff up here"? Would it be Nick Sirianni? Is there anybody else on the staff that would make sense to call plays?
Yeah, it wouldn't happen this year, and the reason why, and I mentioned this even going into the season, I said one of the under-the-radar storylines that I looked at is they don't have a lot of veteran offensive minds on the staff. No one really to be a sounding board for Kevin Patullo. They do have Scott Loeffler, who was the Bowling Green head coach, and he's the quarterback's coach. Right. He has a lot of experience, not much in the NFL, but a lot of experience coaching, and he has called plays at Bowling Green. So that would be the only other coach. Parks Frazier's their passing game coordinator. He's super young. He's sort of waiting in the wings to take the reins, either here or elsewhere. But aside from that's really all they have. So there's not really a consultant or anything to that degree.
It's Patullo, and if they're, like you said, they're 8-2. So fans may not like it, and fans may blame him as being the primary problem with this offense. He's going to keep calling plays until he's not calling plays. And then it would just be Nick Sirianni, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So it's going to be Kevin Patullo. And one thing I would say about the offense, there's a lot of things I could say about the offense, but there still isn't, a sequencing. That's what I'm noticing he's struggling with. There's no rhythm or flow to it. I mean, in the second half, guys, you saw an RPO, and I was like, oh, there's an RPO. What a weird time
Forgot
to
about
do it.
that,
Like,
yeah.
There's just a lot of things that leave you scratching your head, and it's very evident to me, and I'm sure those who watch, that he's sort of still finding his way as a play caller. And as I always say, guys, play calling is an art. It's not a science. So he's still navigating it.
All right. Good stuff, DeCecco. Thank you. We'll talk to you.
Appreciate it.
All right. There he is. Yeah, I said earlier, it's like that they have all their plays and they put them in a hat and they're just picking blindly out of the hat. Like, yeah, let's run this right here. The sequencing and the rhythm to it, there really isn't any.
Well, now you really have to question what's going to happen with the fact that all these offensive linemen are going down. And, oh, by the way, your bread and butter, maybe not bread and butter, but what you're known for, the tush push, you run it and nobody could stop you. Well, what happened last night? The injuries are adding up on that offensive line, and that's the reason why they're able to struggle to get that push, one. And two, we're bodies now. Like Lane going back, Juergens back.
Lane leaves again. Juergens came back, and he's right back out of the game. Yeah, you're right. And the bread and butter of your team's running the football and playing your offense off of that. And
Correct.
If you can't run the ball, like Saquon, I like the fact they gave him a lot of carries last night. He didn't have a lot of success as far as yards per carry, but they needed to do that just to try to grind and keep the ball out of their hands.
I'm watching it last night, and it gave me the vibe, like, what happened last year where he was able to get that home run? Every game, it felt like there was that one time where just Saquon would break it. And I get it. It's you got to get to that second level. But there were times last night he did get to the second level.
He's not breaking it.
And he's not breaking it.
Yeah, you're right. He had a couple chances. All right, we'll get to it now. Nick Sirianni once again failed on a fourth down decision late. What was he doing?
So I'm not doing a good enough job.
We'll talk about it.
Thanks, Nick.
Is there any? I know there's one person at the station that is his long lost brother that thinks it was the right move to make last night. We'll discuss it coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
John Kincade, Andrew Salciunas, and Connor Thomas.
here. It's a Victory Monday, everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm bracing the house. Ray Dunn. And, of course, if you ever miss the show, any of the show, audio podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts. All right? Dwayne Reedy, Rite Aid, CVS, wherever you get your podcasts. Hour by hour, we break it down for you. It's very neat. So if you want to listen to certain stuff, you can cherry pick certain stuff out of hours, but it's available to search Middays with Marks and leave 5-star reviews. Ray will come to your house if you leave 4 stars. It's not good enough. 5 stars only, Sean.
5.
That's it. And, of course, we're available on YouTube. People watching live right now on YouTube, 97.5 The Fanatic. Like, subscribe. You can listen whenever you want to. Watch whenever you want to. Tell a friend.
That's right.
Like Ron Popeil, that's what he used to do.
Tell a friend.
He would say that, yes, if you promise to tell a friend about our product, you get a second one for free. It wasn't the set it and forget it. Do you know Ron Popeil?
The juicer? Was he the juicer?
Oh, he had a lot of things.
Okay.
The Ronco Fisherman, which was one of his first products. But the set it and forget it's what everybody remembers. He had the pasta maker. He had the electric food dehydrator.
Now we're talking.
What did you say?
No, it was the
juicer. He had a juicer.
The juicer, yeah.
He had a juicer.
He was a big tan guy, right?
Tall. Looked like he lived in Southern California because he did. Yeah, the juicer. I used to, Saturday mornings, that's what I used to watch. Ray, do you know that's what I used to watch on the weekends? Paid commercials. Because there's nothing else on.
Why?
Because there was nothing else on.
Why not go outside?
Well, I'm talking about 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, take a walk.
That's absolutely who I was thinking of, Ron. Is he still with us? Oh, no,
he died
passed.
a couple years ago.
He passed. 86 years old.
Yeah.
Passed.
I set it and
Looks
forget
good.
it.
Looks good.
He sold some units with that set it and forget it.
Oh, I bet.
I bought it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't buy it all. I bought it when it started making its ways to some of the department stores.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was actually the Popeil one. But yeah, I bought it. It was if you want to put a turkey in a what was even the product? It was a rotisserie.
There you go.
Yeah, if you want to put chickens and a turkey in there, yeah, it's great. Who the hell's how often do you do that?
Not often. Definitely.
Yeah, it's a pain to clean up. Anyway, so Sean, Nick Sirianni last night. Detroit can't do anything at all on offense. Jared Goff's he's getting passes batted down. He's behind. He looked horrible last night. It's the worst game he ever had as a professional. It's 4th and 1 from your own 29. There's 3 minutes to go in the game. You had just failed to convert on a 3rd and 1 tush push. So now it's a 4th and 1. You're up by 10 points, 16-6. Again, there's 3 minutes left. Detroit has all their timeouts. Now, if you decide to punt, and believe me, no one wants to punt from right there. You want the first down, the tush push or whatever. If you decide to punt, you're pinning the Lions back, let's just say to the 30. So now they have to go 70 yards to score a touchdown. They have 3 minutes to go, and then they're going to need an onside kick to get so that's essentially what they would need.
Yep.
Or a big play to score quickly. You would need an onside kick. Nick Sirianni elects to go for the tush push, 4th and 1 from their own 29, where it seems like the tush push has been figured out by a lot of teams in the NFL right now, at least towards the Eagles. They're not having nearly as much success. They don't convert. The Lions are able to kick a field goal after they go backwards a couple yards. But there was an opportunity for the Lions to get the ball back and win, which was washed out by a terrible pass interference call by the referees. But still, Nick Sirianni, by going for it and the Eagles failing to convert, allowed the Lions to have a chance to win this game. Your thoughts on the situation?
Well, it's just 6 days removed from what he was able to do or what he decided to do at the end of the Green Bay Packers game. And, John, I'm right there. I want to be honest, and I'm pretty sure we all are on the same page with this, where it's like, I get it. You pick up the first down in both of those spots, the game's over. You don't have to do anything else. That's it. It's done. You pick up the first down last night in that spot, game's over.
Well, then they burn their timeouts, and they're still going to get the ball back, but they're down 2 possessions.
Sure.
The game's over. They get it there. Game is 99.9.
You're going against the clock. You're going against the clock, and for the most part, you're going to come out on top. Same thing with the Green Bay Packers game, but you can't do that. You have to go ahead and kick it, especially the way your defense has been playing. Jared Goff was 2 for his last 20 in pass attempts. 2 for his last 20. I get it. You want to feel like, you know what? I want to prove something to my offense. I believe in my guys. Not there. And he knows it, too. That's the worst part about it. And maybe people could say, well, at least when you get to the postgame press conference, it's great to hear a head coach going, you know what? I made a mistake there. No. How about getting it right the first time? Let's just get it right the first time.
When your entire philosophy of your team is to be conservative because the defense is going to win you games. In that particular situation, you're not going to do the same thing. 2 straight weeks.
Yep, 2 straight weeks.
For all the Dan Campbell talk from last night, and it going into the game, a lot of people said he makes bad decisions in games. I was one of them. And last night was not a good Dan Campbell night for sure. That was not a good decision by Nick Sirianni.
Do you think the stupid rubbed off of Dan Campbell and seeped its way over to the Eagles sideline, maybe?
It was windy.
Yeah.
I didn't see which direction the wind was going in.
Yeah.
But our own Bill Colarulo, who is, if there's an anti-Dan Campbell in town, and I don't know why you would be, Colarulo, like he can't, is that his favorite thing, one of his favorite things to argue about?
Dan Campbell and Joe Shane's job status are 2 things outside of Philadelphia that he obsesses over.
Right. It's just like Jordan Love with you. You're like Jordan Love.
That ball placement, man, for that touchdown to go.
It was
Good.
fantastic.
Those
Christian
boys
Watson.
looking good.
That's great. Let's get beat the Giants. But so Colarulo actually, I didn't even instigate the text. He sent a text to Ray and I this morning demanding that we rip Dan Campbell. It's like, I hope you're going to be talking about Dan Campbell a lot this morning. And I said, I'll talk about Dan Campbell after I talk about your dummy head coach that allowed Detroit to actually have a chance to be in the game. Seriously, Sean, talk about a horrible pass interference call to keep that's the game right there. Mm-hmm. It was not pass interference. You're lucky you can't review that because it would be easily correctable. Now you're giving the Lions the ball back with lots of time left.
Yep.
And that's what Nick Sirianni did last night with that particular situation. Bill actually said that he agreed with it. I invited Bill to come on the show so we could debate it because there's no agreeing with it. There's no agreeing with it. It's risk reward. What's the risk? What's the risk?
Yep.
You're giving the Lions the ball at the 29-yard line. What's the reward? You're not even ending the game because if you get the first down, they still have 3 timeouts. But either way, if you punt the ball, the game's over. The Lions would have to go down and score a touchdown starting with about 2 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. They would have to go down and score a touchdown or kick a field goal, and they would use timeouts in the process. There'd be no time left.
Yep.
The only way that the Lions have a chance to win that game is if you give them the ball at the 29-yard line. Period.
Yeah, look, you're right. And on that pass interference call, the fluke one that even Eagles fans were saying, so make sure that enters the conversation, the chat, as they say. It was $1:51. That's when the incompletion happened. 1:51, Detroit would have got the ball back. Now, again, I don't have confidence that they would have scored there. I do not. However, Jamison Williams, Gibbs, those guys are pretty fast.
Their touchdown drive was 3 plays.
Yeah. Get them the ball, and crazier things have happened. But ultimately, you just have to be smarter. And why not just realize and what you just watched the full game? Like, we're all, like you said earlier, we all have 2 eyes. We're watching this game and how dominant this defense is. You weren't able to pick up the tough yards. Punt it. That's all.
Punt it away. And Sirianni, he owned it. You know, I think he owned it after we have sound on him talking about that decision late in the game. We have Nick Sarah. Here it is.
Obviously, I'm going to be second guessing myself about the fourth and 1 in our own territory, but awesome job by the defense holding them to 3 there. We got about half of it the play before. I thought we could get the other half right there. We didn't. So I have to live with that.
Yeah, he's aggressive, and that's the way he's always been, and I'm fine with that.
But here's the thing. They didn't get a gain the play before. He's wrong.
No.
It was 3rd and 1. Maybe they got a half a yard.
It wasn't happening last night.
It wasn't. No. You're right. Whatever adjustments have been made for them, they're not as good. Maybe it's the fact that they have different offensive linemen. They're not getting the same push. They also are now committing penalties. You had the new wide receiver, Cooper, that had a false start on it.
Pre-snap,
and then Steen was slapping 5 with the
which I thought was pretty good. A smart move by him.
Yes.
And it should have been called on them. Encroachment. There it is.
I know, but they didn't see it.
No, these refs are really brutal.
They are bad.
These refs are brutal this year.
And let me say this again. And I am a proponent, and people will like yell at me when I say this. I want more replay, not less replay. Right? So you're even laughing at me.
Yes. I don't know if I could go down that path with you, but I understand where you're at.
Ray, more replay, not less replay. But you need to do it smarter. Because you can pick up a personal foul on a quarterback. It happened to the Eagles this year. You can pick up one of these flags. The replay assist or New York says no, and you should be able to do that. Anybody with eyes should be able to say that wasn't pass interference. Pick that flag up. There's no reason why you shouldn't be. Like I know they had challenging on pass interference before. That's not what I'm talking about. On obvious plays where that's not pass interference. There was a play in the Dolphins game. Late in the Dolphins game, that was not pass interference. You should be able to take care of that without having to have an official review. Everybody huddles up. They're talking to New York in their ears, and they say, no, and you say, there's no foul on the play for pass interference. 4th down. And it worked for the Eagles last night. But you should be able to replay all of those things, right? Agree, disagree?
Yeah, we're going to have a 12:30 window. Then the next game's going to start at 5.
No, it doesn't have to be like that.
Football's going to start at 9:15.
I think you need a digital referee. You almost need like Siri or Alexa.
But see, here's what's already happening. When they're like huddling, they're talking to New York. They're getting feedback from New York. So as far as spotting balls and things like that with time, I'd be fine with having an official in the stadium where they can be talking with them and New York. But there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to replay obvious calls that are being missed. If there's an obvious offsides or an obvious, like with the Eagles, when they had the obvious false start, you should be able to correct it immediately. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I need smarter replay. They're still doing the old style replay.
I can subscribe to that theory. I really could. I think you could make it easier, quicker, more advanced if you use technology. Look, even just this year, it's like they have the ability to use the line of scrimmage, right? We saw it last night. I saw it in like an afternoon game. How come we don't see that all the time? Where it's the automated line where it's like, okay, the ball got to this position. I only see that like once every Sunday.
Yep. All right, coming up, we have the Eagles. The power of the NFC, is that a reflection of the Eagles or the NFC? Chris Canty believes it's a reflection of the NFC not being as good as some thought. All right, we'll debate that coming up next. And Devontae Smith, his comments after scoring a touchdown last week. It's Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Eagles win again. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Join Bill Colorillo this Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. at the Green Parrot for the Ultra Access Sixers Watch Party. $3.50 Ultras and a chance to score a Sixers Suite experience with Bill. Sponsored by Michelob Ultra. Please enjoy responsibly. It wasn't pretty offensively, but the Eagles' defense was incredible in a 16-9 win over the Lions. Detroit was 0 for 5 on 4th down, 3 for 13 on 3rd down, and the Eagles kept Jared Goff off balance all night long. Nick Sirianni speaking post-game about that pressure they got on the quarterback.
We were able to get some early pressure on him and get some hits on him. Those are always going to affect quarterbacks, so we did a really good job there as a defensive front. I think that's actually 3 games in a row where it's been humming up front.
One of the worst games of Goff's career, drops the Lions to 6-4 for the Birds. Now 8-2, the top seed in the NFC. They're tied with the Rams for the best record. Of course, they own that tiebreaker because they beat the Rams earlier this season. They've got the Cowboys coming up next Sunday. 76ers in action tonight at 7 o'clock. You catch the game right here on the Fanatic as they play the Clippers down at Xfinity Mobile Arena. This update's also brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Despite wintry conditions and heavy traffic, holidays must go on. That's why Mercedes-Benz SUVs come with the latest safety technology. Find incredible offers at the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration. I'm Ray Down on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
start talking about the championship level teams and all of the depth at the top in the NFC, we have to take a step back and ask ourselves a really serious question. Is the top of the NFC as good as we think they are if none of those teams can beat the Philadelphia Eagles? Because right now, that's how it's bearing itself out. And I'm not saying it was a perfect game for Philadelphia by any stretch or any measure, but all they continue to do is win football games. And to me, it is a scary proposition that this team continues to find ways while the offense is obviously uneven.
That's Chris Canty, ESPN. I thought it was going to be a negative comment about the Eagles. It actually wasn't.
Yeah.
Because Chris Collinsworth said this. I don't know if people were still watching because it was pretty long after the game was over. They had a little bit of an extended post game. I thought maybe I don't stick around, but they're in the booth chatting. Collinsworth and Mike Tirico, and Collinsworth says, this team won the Super Bowl last year, and they look like they're going to win again this year because the offense isn't going to look like this for the rest of the season. They're going to figure it out. And the fact that there's still time to figure it out and the defense is playing more or less he was saying the Eagles are going to win another Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, he did say that. It was at the end of the game. I did catch it as well. John, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Somebody's always going to have a negative thing to say. I would just say two parts on that. One, take a look around the league. There's no perfect team out there, right? And number two is if the Eagles were saying, I don't know, throwing up 28 points per game, everything's looking really good, that there would be some naysayers out there that would be saying, well, you got to be playing your best football come January, into December. You got to be playing your best football then. Are they peaking too soon? Would be the question that's being asked.
These are all things we talked about before they won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
You can't win with running the ball and playing defense.
All right.
Well, they did.
Yep.
They're peaking too soon.
Yep.
But you can't say any of that.
No.
You can't.
Well,
Sean, last night's game is more proof they can win like this again. They can because if Jalen Hurts plays the way they're not going to win. But Jalen Hurts has shown in big games in the playoffs, he steps up big time.
Steps up. They don't turn the football over, and that defense will keep you in football games no matter what, right? I mean, barring any injury, right now, Vic Fangio has his finger on the pulse of all of these teams, no matter who he's going up against. And you look, like I said, it comes back to around the league. If we're going to start talking about the NFC as a whole, like Chris Canty brought up, you and I are in agreement. It's the Rams. Rams had an opportunity to lose that game as bad as it was for Sam Darnold. I know we're going to talk a little bit later about this. But the Packers, Bucks, Niners, Bears, like the Seahawks, anybody scare you? Lions, do the Lions scare you if they had to play them again?
So one of the things Candy was saying was that the NFC is not as good as we thought. Neither is the AFC.
No, definitely
think about it. The Ravens, who are the top three teams going into the season in the AFC? Chiefs, Bills, Ravens.
Correct.
The Bills, hell of a game by Josh Allen yesterday. They got blown out by the Dolphins the previous week. The entire NFL wasn't playing out the way most people thought it was going to.
If the playoffs started today, 2 out of those 3 teams you just mentioned aren't in the picture. The Chiefs and the Ravens. Not the Ravens.
And the Lions.
And the Lions, there you go. Now, the Ravens have won 4 straight. I don't expect that. And, oh, by the way, where are you at with the Chiefs? Just a quick
They're
look.
not making the playoffs.
5-5?
They're not making the playoffs.
Odds makers still love them.
Yeah, sure. We'll see. I thought that's a game that, okay, they win it. They're 6-4. They're 5-5.
Yeah, 5-5.
And they're not winning the division at this point.
Nope.
So they're competing with wins. Now they're trying to sneak in as a wild card. Now, if they sneak in as a wild card, no one's going to want to play them.
Definitely not.
But I mean, didn't the Eagles kind of show you in the Super Bowl how you beat them? Which is, like, if nothing else, this year will force Andy Reid to do things a little bit differently. Which is, Pat Mahomes isn't at a point in his career where he can win without anything. They need better wide receivers. They need a more bona fide running game.
Definitely a running game.
Yeah,
agreement there.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt's Kareem Hunt's been around a long time. He can't be your primary running back on
Definitely not.
On a Super Bowl team.
And more just from the Super Bowl game and then what we saw last night, bringing it back to last night. How about Fangio and this defense still being able to get after the quarterback, only rushing 4? Like, that is just insane to me to be that effective. And I get it. You got Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, and, of course, now the addition of Phillips. It makes life easier. But to only rush 4, drop 7, and still get after the quarterback. Jared Goff was scared to death last night.
He sure was. Let's go to the phone. Sean, we have Kathy in Medford, who appears to be a John and Sean show fan from back in the day. Kathy, hello. Good morning.
Morning, guys. I just want to say it's so great to have you guys back on the radio together again.
You listened before to John and Sean show?
Yes. I don't know if you remember me, but I'm the one that used to work with all the wrestlers.
I remember, Kathy. Absolutely. That voice right there, it stood out to me, Kathy. Great to
And
hear
it would
from
always be so great to let me put on, like, when we were doing Toys for Tots and everything, and to have you guys back on the radio to do your insight on all the sports. It is so refreshing to have you guys back together again.
Oh,
Kathy,
you're
the best. Checks in the mail. You knew that was coming.
And yes, I'm still working with the wrestling.
Oh,
all right. Well, we got Ray. Ray's gonna have to contact you because we need to get some wrestlers in here, right, Ray?
That's right.
Somebody did tweet
Thank
us
you,
earlier.
Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy, great to hear from you. Happy holidays. A lot of Christmas conversation on the television these days. You got your tree up?
Yep.
You got your tree up?
Yeah, this weekend.
Oh my!
I'm not doing outdoor decorations right now because I'm cheap.
Oh, okay.
I don't need the outdoor. I don't need the blow ups.
But the tree is up though.
Tree was put up Saturday.
Man, we are just I feel like we're singing Jingle Bells right now.
Well, once Starbucks and Dunkin' changes their cups, you're free to put the Christmas tree up.
I'm watching TV. There was a commercial. They're singing Merry Christmas. I'm like, wait, what is going on right?
Black Friday's not Black Friday anymore. The Black Friday sales event starts early, Ray.
Tree up.
This does. Yeah, I got it up.
You got a real one?
No.
Oh, you're the box guy.
Yep. Yeah. The last year we bought a tree, I had to buy a second tree because it died.
Oh no.
'Cause we got it early, and
wait, you don't water it?
Then it was sucking up water. The problem was the place across the street, Varner's Farm, which is now called Arcader or something. They're charging like $200 for a big tree.
Yeah, these trees prices are out of
So I say, the hell with that. I'm going down to the Dollar Tree parking lot, and I'm getting one for $60. The damn thing dies after 7 days.
That's why.
So now I'm spending $200 on the tree that I couldn't.
Interesting. You know what? You're probably not alone. There's a lot of people looking at the fake trees because the prices are out of pocket.
Here's what I did. All right. After Christmas, the real the good ones. It's a 9-foot tree.
You got a 9?
Yes. After Christmas, dude, I'm telling you, it's like 70% off. So I spent the $400 or whatever we paid after Christmas, and no one wants to spend that money after Christmas until the next year when it's like, wow, now we have a tree. So that was, I don't even know how many years ago. 6 years ago, 5 years ago.
Big 9-footer.
It's already paid. It already paid for itself.
Coming out the box.
And guess what? I don't miss the real tree at all.
Do you keep the ornaments on? You just throw it right in the box when it's done? Oh, you can pull it off. Okay.
No, we have too many ornaments. No, I do not. No. I do not miss that. I do not miss the tree. And then you try to get it out of the house, and there's pine needles everywhere, and it's a mess. Nope. All right, 610-632-0975. We'll clean out our text line coming up. A recurring A.J. Brown stat. I want to get to this DeMonte Smith stuff as well. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Oh, the Hess Toys truck. The Hess truck is back.
It's back.
And it's better than ever. 2 racers, and I have it this year. I have it for the last couple of years, but I really like this one. 2 racers, one amazing holiday gift. It's the 2025 Stock Car Racers. They're NASCAR-style race cars loaded with action-packed features, including 67 animated lights, 5 realistic sounds, and a pullback motor exclusively at HessToyTruck.com. It's $49.99. And it's my daughter. It just doesn't sit up on on where we have the rest of the ones. They play with them like they're real cars because they are. Where do you check this out? HessToyTruck.com. It's $49.99. That includes free standard shipping and batteries are included. HessToyTruck.com.
Start your morning off right.
Breaking news from Adam Schefter.
Uh-oh.
Eagles 5-time All-Pro offensive tackle Lane Johnson suffered a Liz Frank injury during Sunday night's win over the Lions. It is not expected to be a season-ending injury, but he could be headed to injured reserve. From Adam Schefter.
Now, I'm upset, but I did crack a chuckle there, and people can't see that on radio. I typed in Lizfrank, 2 words. That's not how
That's not how you spell it, and that doesn't surprise me. But that's the way you try. I'm surprised it didn't come up as a suggestion.
No, but it doesn't surprise me that Lane Johnson is going to be dealing with something here. He didn't go back into the game. He came back into the game with that Green Bay Packers off of the cart. Not good. Not good. And it's a culmination of everything with the offensive line. It's not just him. It's the whole damn offensive line is banged up, it feels like right now.
Yep. Yeah, Ray, nothing on Cam Jurgens, who also left last night's game.
I haven't seen anything yet. Nope.
Yeah, so who knows? It's the major thing, and Fred Johnson has been great.
Yep.
But now, if he's out for an extended period of time, now teams are going to examine, all right, like how do we get to Jalen Hurts? Because if you pressure Jalen Hurts and make him uncomfortable, you're in trouble. If you can't run the ball with Saquon Barkley, you're in trouble. That's the bread and butter of this team. Even with the defense playing the way it's been playing, it's going to be really tough to win if the offense continues to play at this rate. And Lane Johnson's it's a big loss. It is.
I would say when you just brought up those 2 options there, I would say number one, as far as running the football, that's the one thing that's really plaguing this team is just not having the ability to run the football the way that they did last year, even remotely close. But 2, if you do force Jalen's hand and he has to make some plays with his legs, I don't really see that as a bad thing. However, that's going to open up the opportunity for him to get hurt too as well. And
correct.
Then what?
Which we've seen
correct.
in previous years.
Yep.
Yeah, health from year to year, man. If you're able to stay healthy one year, doesn't mean you're going to be able to stay healthy the following year. It's been tough. So
now, the one thing real quick on this, I just want to ask you, because you do see this on the timeline, do you feel like the reason why or a reason or something that is contributing to the fact that we are seeing these offensive line injuries is the fact that they have been asked to run the tush-push as frequent as they did last year? You do? You think it really would play into this season? A little bit.
Remember how many touches Saquon Barkley had, not just in the regular season, but also in the playoffs? They played all those games, the Super Bowl. That's also in the offensive line.
It's true.
And you're doing these tush pushes, and all the linemen will tell you it's hell to do. No one wants to do it.
It's fair.
So, of course, it's going to – I mean, I didn't look at it this way going into the season. Everybody talked about Barkley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does have a cumulative effect on the offensive line.
Exactly that. I didn't think about it from the offensive line perspective. Definitely about Barkley, though.
Yep, for sure. So not an IR injured reserve necessarily, but it's you hope we're November 17th, so they've played 10 games. They had their bye week. Yeah, so you got 2 months to really get ready for the playoffs if you're Lane Johnson. The Liz Frank injury is a tricky injury, they like to say in the business. Maybe I can text Dr. Rob to see what he has to say about it, but. But that's the breaking news. Lane Johnson will probably be going the injured reserve.
7 games left in the regular season, John. They'll have the bye, knock on wood, and then see. There is a lot of time, but I don't know. Do you get the feeling that maybe Lane could be potentially looking at? No, not at all.
No.
Okay.
He's making too much money. He's still playing at a high enough level.
2013 was a long time ago.
Well, if he comes, let's say he comes back next year and he's hurt again next year a couple different times, then
okay.
I don't think a Liz Frank injury is making him. There's been a lot of talk since the mental health stuff where, hey, Lane Johnson could hang it up at any time. He's making like $35 million a year.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and he's playing at a really high level. He has a Hall of Fame type.
Oh yeah.
He looks like a Hall of Famer.
Named my kid after him.
You did?
I think to a point my wife did.
Your son's name
is Lane.
Is Lane.
Yeah, and we couldn't come up. It was really tough to come up with a boy's name. I had Cooper before Cooper DeJean was going nuts, and Cooper Flagg was the number 1 overall pick. My mind was kind of over on Cooper. My wife didn't want Cooper, and then she was like, "What do you think about Lane?" And I'm like, "Lane Johnson." She's like, "That's where I heard it from."
Not Lane Kiffin. You didn't.
Not Lane Kiffin.
Lane Bryant. I know you used to like to shop at Lane Bryant.
Yes, exactly. Lane.
Yeah. Well, if you went Cooper, it'd be like, really? You're going Cooper to Zeno?
Now,
Wow,
yes.
like that's something Ray would do.
There's a lot of kids' names
Why
out
would
there.
I do that? Also, nothing wrong with the name Cooper. Cooper Salciunas. Andrew was ahead of the curve on
that's
that
right.
one.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, yes. Yes, he was 3.5 years.
Yep.
Yeah. So I give props to Andrew.
Cooper's a good one, but do you remember Steve Gallo? He was our intern. It's probably been too long since you've even thought of it. He was our intern.
All right.
So it's who I do. I do the YouTube podcast with at night. Delco Steve. He went Cooper.
A lot of Coopers out there.
He went Cooper because of Cooper DeJean. No, him and his fiance were definitely like, which Eagle are we naming our son after? And it was unanimous. In Delco, it's Cooper.
Kid's a stud.
Because I mean, Saquon doesn't roll off the tongue like Cooper does.
I pitched Jalen. She wasn't buying Jalen either. But
There's
Lane
a generation of chases out there for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
Coles, Chases.
Yep.
So my mom is a dog breeder for many, many years. The 2008 Phillies got a litter of puppies were born after they won the World Series. Shane, Ryan, after all of them.
Brad.
There was no Brad. No, it was just the position players. Chase. There's a lot of Chases out there. In fact, my friend Kevin Key, and lucky it's a good name, after 2017 named his son
Carson.
Yes. And was very out and about talking about he's naming him after Carson.
Yep. There's a lot of Carsons out there.
A lot of Carsons out there.
Not a lot of Nicks. We should see a couple more Nicks as Ray Dunn is supporting Mr. Foles over there.
And there's no Dougs. Even after winning the Super Bowl, no one's naming their kid Doug.
Definitely not Doug. My old man's name is Gary. Rest in peace, Gary. I tried to pitch Gary, and Kelly's like, no. He's not. Our son is not a Gary.
Your middle name.
A baby can't have the name Gary. No. Oh, we just stumbled into this one. How about your boy Bryce Harper's look? He looks like a Gary right now.
We gotta.
He looks like Dombrowski's right, by the way.
Dude, yeah, I kind of want to trade him after seeing that picture.
What?
The best part is he deleted the picture.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
Did he really?
Pretty much right away. Oh yeah.
Oh, come on,
Oh yeah,
Bryce.
he deleted that. That's what I'm saying. If you're trying to look like that, you're trying to look. He wasn't trying to look like that. Isn't that clear?
He looks like a Gary.
You don't like I sometimes you'll take a picture. Like I got sunburned down the shore. I got drunk and I fell asleep. This is just like a couple of years ago.
Nice.
And I was all splotchy. So I had really bad burns on like spots of my body. Looked totally like an idiot. I took a picture and put it on social media. I look like an idiot, but I knew I looked like an idiot.
Sure.
Bryce looked like he was trying to take a picture that people would laugh at him and have fun with. He wasn't trying to do that.
He really thought he looks good with the mustache and
I don't know what he was trying to do.
and that
Why
whole
delete
flavor.
it?
Yeah, I don't know. They had what classic game did he play it over the weekend?
This is in Nashville.
I was thinking maybe he was going for an old time look, like
Yeah.
like he looked like old Haas Harper, like on a 1901 baseball card.
He was at the boardwalk place where you get your photos taken with your high school girlfriend. That's what it looked like.
Oh, Haas Harper. I like that.
Oh my God! All right, news at noon coming up. Austin Reeves does not understand math. An idea for college football and a pair of cringeworthy analysts. And your phone calls. Todd's going to start us off on the other side as well. It's Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Lane suffers Liz Frank injury. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Groundworks. Your trained and certified experts for basement waterproofing and foundation repair since 1997. Book your free inspection at groundworks.com. We just received word, according to Adam Schefter, that Leighton Johnson suffered a Liz Frank injury over the weekend. He is not expected to have his season end, but could be headed to injured reserve. We'll keep you updated with anything that comes out about that story following the Eagles' 16-9 win over the Lions on Sunday Night Football. A great night for the defense. Nick Sirianni, after the game, was praising the defense all across the board. Take a listen to what he had to say.
The defense played awesome. I got a ton of confidence in our guys to go out and execute. You know, I'm going to be second-guessing myself about the 4th and 1 in our own territory. Awesome job by the defense holding them to 3 there.
holding them to 3 and keeping Sirianni from having to answer some more tough questions than he had to post-game. But now the Birds 8-2, top seed in the NFC right now. Tonight, the 76ers host the Clippers at 7 o'clock. You can catch that game live right here on the Fanatic. That game down at Xfinity Mobile Arena. This update brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Despite wintry conditions and heavy traffic, holidays must go on. That's why Mercedes-Benz SUVs come with the latest in safety technology. Find incredible offers at the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
PNAC1 Burlington, Philadelphia, Beasley Media Group Station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio. And the 12 o'clock hour of the program brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing for 48 months, rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more, ServiceFirstHVAC.com. Let's get right to the news at noon with Ray Dunn.
This city needs its news.
Now, it's time for
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
the news at noon
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
with Ray Dunn.
All right, on this Football Monday, we will start the association. We'll start with Austin Reeves and the Lakers, who shot 39.4% from three against the Bucks. Reeves wanted to round that one up. Reeves learned quickly that's not how math works. Here is that exchange between Austin Reeves and reporters.
Did we shoot over 40% from three today?
Nope. 39 points.
In Arkansas, we round that up, but
Almost able to round up.
I said in Arkansas. Still what y'all were doing.
Taking a shot at his home state, saying in Arkansas they would round that one up.
Yep. Yeah, Reeves has been unbelievable, by the way.
They've been good without LeBron.
They have.
He's about to get paid, I believe. But also, did you see with the Lakers now that being asked to turn in their cell phones for the NBA gambling report? I wonder if Reeves' phone is one of those hot ones that might have a little something there.
You think?
We'll see. That's not good. That's
No.
definitely
Well,
not
it's
good.
definitely not good.
You
no.
never want your phone to be turned in.
It is not good, and I wonder what it's about. Normally, if they have reasons to be asking for cell phones, there's something there.
All of a sudden, LeBron's going to start to play baseball.
That's how they used to handle it.
Yep, exactly.
Go play minor league baseball for a year.
Right-handed bat for the Phils?
Yeah.
LeBron James?
Now, it seems like you're co-signing on Arkansas being dumb. Is that what we're?
That's what I
take
was
from
getting
this?
at. Yes, I was getting at Arkansas
So
being
people from Arkansas are dumb.
I'm sorry to our Arkansas listening audience. I know we're the top-rated Philadelphia sports show in Arkansas.
Big Razorback fan over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, James Franklin was trying to leverage Arkansas, and then I don't know if you saw the story came out. Virginia Tech was like, "Yeah, we're moving on. We're looking for a new head coach." And then 12 hours later, it was James Franklin in talks with Virginia Tech to be their next head coach. He's trying to slow play it in case one of these other jobs opens up that he likes.
Sure. Yes, Florida State could potentially be getting him as well.
Yeah, well, he's making the right move because he will not compete in one of those other schools. Go to Tech where the expectations are lower.
Yep.
Win 8 games and they're happy for the next 15 years.
Yeah, he's got value. It's just you got to find him. He's got to find
right
him.
school.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's keep it with college football. American Conference Commissioner Tim Pernetti joined the Sports Media Podcast, and this, to me, is a fantastic idea that I can't believe we don't have yet.
I think Red Zone would be terrific because it just incites more engagement. Because, the reality, and I have two 20-something sons that both just started working in sports, and they grew up on sports. They were around my career. They love sports, played sports, but the attention span is a little bit different for this generation. So having the ability to sort of consume in bite-sized type opportunities like NFL Red Zone does.
College football Red Zone. I get your guys co-signing?
This has been talked about. I've heard Scott Hansen talk about the idea, and it's obviously being explored. There's just a lot more games and a lot more going on. But yeah, of course, I don't think
a lot more sponsors that they have to intertwine as well.
So here's the reason why I heard that it was like it maybe reached a certain level and it didn't go any further. Fox and ESPN doesn't want to share their programming. So
Correct.
What's the point of having a Red Zone if you can't go to what's happening in the Big Ten game because Fox is giving the big FU?
And oh, by the way, Ray, I apologize because this is somewhat of a shot at the Temple Owls. But yeah, the commissioner of the American Conference is pitching other leagues to be what? Yeah, I can understand why. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think he's the only one in college football that's had this idea.
That's true.
And he falls under the ESPN umbrella, so they obviously would get.
I think it's a great idea.
A benefit from it.
I watch a lot of college football. I'm also like on a Saturday. Anytime the NFL's playing, I'm pretty much in front of the TV.
Oh, yeah.
On Saturdays, I'm out and about, so I'm paying attention. I'm watching some of this game, some of that game. I would love a Red Zone in college football. I watch a lot.
There's a good radio brand that does one. I don't want to plug them if I don't want to get any trouble, but the major outlet that does it and does it really well.
Yeah.
On radio.
And there's plenty of plenty of games to go back and forth with. Now, if they just wanted to be conference specific with the American, man, that'd be something, Ray. I'd be glued to that.
Give me that
television.
North Texas mean green backfield taking on the UTSA Roadrunners.
You might need 2 channels. You couldn't do it in just one.
We're done. We're done here.
You could be the host of it.
ECU over here, my friend. ECU. Let's go Pirates.
Go Pirates?
Yeah, go Pirates.
Yeah, Greenville's a good time.
Oh, great time.
Yeah.
Too good of a time, a matter of fact.
I'm a big fan of a stop down in Greenville.
Nice.
All right. Pair of analysts getting poor marks from this weekend. Tony Romo. There's a number of different ways you could go with this. This was an illegal hands to the face, and here's Tony Romo trying to show you some personality.
Go ahead and take a look right here. Hey, that helmet, give it. Hey, take your helmet off. Give it to me. Give it to me. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, you can't do that. That's not allowed.
With Ray Dunn.
With Ray Dunn. Yeah, there was a lot of Romo stuff. He's awful.
He's known by now, John. Remember in the beginning, he was known for what? Predicting the plays,
he
right?
sees what's happening before it
yeah,
happens.
he's got the crystal ball. Now he's known for the grunts, the groans, you see that, Jim?
Yeah, he's known for the... It's a little bit of Cletus.
Them Duke boys, Jim. We got to go get them.
He's known for bad chemistry and yelling and grunting. We played the one, was it 2 weeks ago, where he's going...
Now, what we have to put this up against is Jonathan Vilma trying to make his brand 6'7", because he dropped another one this week.
Oh, what's that, Kenny? Come on, I know you know it. I know you know it.
Taking one out of your playbook.
DQ likes it. Man, DQ hit him about 6-7 times there, Kenny. What do you think?
You're not giving up.
I'm not. I'm not. Debo did it. I had to come back with it.
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, so he did it last week. He's interviewing President Trump, and he did 2 6-7s.
Oh, really?
He did 2 of them. We didn't actually play it last week because it was weird with the Monday night. But yeah, he did 2 6-7s.
I will tell you, I am a fan, if I could say this without getting booed out of the building. I like when the kids go nuts in the stands when the team gets to 67.
It happened with the Temple women's game on Friday.
That.
I do too.
I think that's cool.
I'm fine with the 6-7. I don't think it's appropriate to do the President of the United States during an interview twice. The first time, like, all right, he did it once. You're an idiot. You did it. Well, he did it second time. Maybe he should have quit after that.
I also think broadcasters get one. You could do it once.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine. Like, I'm not.
No, back-to-back weeks though.
You can't do back-to-back weeks.
You get one chance.
That's a news and new.
It's over.
How about that?
No, he didn't need to bring it back. He didn't need to do it twice last week. He did it once. If he would have done it once, it would have been like, let's see, look at that guy. Did it twice. And then did it the following week.
If you live to be 150, you might be the 67th president. Is that what he said? I don't even know.
He said they were talking about President Trump's football days, and he asked him if he got 7 touchdowns.
Oh, man.
And what is the second one that he said? I forget
I put it out of my brain so quickly.
Well, by the way, he's not very good, and Kenny Albert is the new Dick Stockton. He's the East Coast guy that's a professional.
Yeah.
You can't put the president in the booth with him, or it's going to sound like Kenny Albert's in the booth with the president.
It's
not like if it's Joe Buck in there.
I mean this with all love and respect, but it feels like it's a drop-off when it's a Fox game. It just does. The announcers, like Chris Myers, you're still rolling out Chris Myers.
Because you look at, like, I'm not calling T-Mac the bottom. Like, he's not the bottom CBS. He gets a
He's a
game
new guy
every week, but he's a newer guy.
Correct.
He's so much better than Kenny Albert and Chris Myers.
Chris
so bad, dude.
They're dying.
It's so bad.
It really is.
It's so bad.
He misses calls. It's just.
He's Dick Stockton.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, all these guys are Dick Stockton.
Yeah.
And love Dick Stockton, but even when he was in his prime, he wasn't very good.
It's time. That's all. It's time. Of course, they try to find the new guys, and then the new guy gets arrested in an alleyway in Indianapolis like Mark Sanchez. So who knows?
And he sucked.
And now the new guy's Drew Brees, who we all know is just fantastic on the air.
I thought he was all right, though. I won't lie. I thought
didn't catch enough of the game.
Yeah, I thought he did pretty good.
He's Drew
Brees. He should be good.
Taking over from one of the bottom teams. He should, because he had the year at NBC that I'm assuming he learned a lot from, being that he failed miserably.
Correct.
And it's Like Tom Brady gave him advice before the game and said, "Don't look at social media the day after." And he's right.
He nailed it. What are your thoughts on Brady in the booth? Improved?
I mean, he's fine.
Yeah,
I don't really.
Yeah,
he looks the part. I don't think he's long
such
for
a
it.
drop off. It
is.
just really is.
But
a shame.
But I mean, who's really good?
Oh well, the primetime people.
The primetime, like Joe Buck and Aitman are fantastic. I like Tirico and Collinsworth.
Yeah. But Nance and
Romo stink.
Yeah.
And it's not because of Nance, but Nance has lost. I'm not a big Nance fan, but he's really good at everything that he does. And I respect his toast game. You know about his
Yes.
obsession with toast?
Yes.
Do you know about that, Ray? I'm sure you would have something similar.
Kevin Harlan
Yes.
is on CBS, and he's one of the greats.
Kevin Harlan's great.
Yeah, he's the best.
Love Kevin Harlan.
Yep.
Well, Burkhart's, I think he's good. Maybe not a true number one guy like Buck, but he's also still relatively newer in the game.
Yeah.
But Al Michaels needs to hang it up.
Oh, absolutely.
Totally cooked.
Yeah.
I'm actually coming to the other side on that. I think now it's just like such a great lean in for him to just be like the old guy that doesn't care that I'm kind of in. There's a fumble in front of him. He's just disappointed. He's like, I can't believe they dropped that ball. Like, he just seems like so disgusted by the fact he's doing what he's doing. I'm kind of back in on Al Michaels.
He's got the perfect gig to just ride off into the sunset with Amazon.
Yeah, he's not at a point where he needs to stop doing it. It's just watching the guy. See, he used to be so good, it's just hard to see the drop off. Coming up, lots of texts about how this way of winning isn't sustainable. Nick Sirianni had his version of the win after the game. We'll play that for you as well. A lot to get to that we haven't touched on. And look at this. Phone calls.
How about that?
We have people that want to talk to us. We'll take your phone calls coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, everybody.
30 points. I don't think that's a reality of the NFL. I think we take a lot of pride in just winning, period. That's all this thing's about, right? I've been on the other side where you lose, you're sick about it, right? That doesn't mean, again, that you don't go to work like a madman the next day and try to fix everything that made it not big, whatever, a 2-score win or a 3-score win. But we take pride. I think the answer really, Zach, is we take pride in winning.
Damn right you do, Nick Sirianni. And I love the answer. But reality is that if your offense doesn't play better and your quarterback doesn't play better, you're probably not going to go to the Super Bowl. Is that fair?
That's fair. It's just live up to the potential, right? Especially on the offensive side of the ball with all the money being spent and what we've come to being accustomed over the last season plus. You're better than what you have shown. Yeah, you got great wins. Nobody's here denying that. But when you win a championship, we're talking about a bigger thing here, and that's all.
Sustain it.
Yep.
That's what. Give me a text, right, where you're talking about can you sustain this way of winning? So people don't think so.
Across the board, we got people ready. I mean, they're 8-2. The offensive coordinator's got to go. This offense needs to change. Let's start with I think they need to fire Kevin Petula. We need a fan page. Start a petition. These plays are the most vanilla plays I've ever seen. Defense knows what's coming. They haven't fixed anything. The Cowboys' defense sucks, so if we look bad on Sunday, then they can't keep going on like this. Something needs to change on offense. Asking the defense to do this all the way to the Super Bowl is outrageous.
I will say, I think he's onto something with the Cowboys game. If this offense looks flat against the Cowboys on Sunday, that's going to be frustrating, and that's going to really irk me.
But you should be frustrated now.
Yeah, last night, like when we were doing the pregame show, going in there, and the question was, all right, we're talking about Terry Arnold's out. We're talking about Kirby Joseph's out. We're looking at everything that depleted secondary for Lions. Kind of had the moment with Connor, if this doesn't happen tonight, when am I supposed to expect it to happen with this offense?
Right, no, like and we're maybe this is next segment, because the segments aren't long enough to I want to take a phone call or two. But they're not firing Kevin Petullo. Everybody needs to understand that. Shut up about it. Stop. Stop. If I hear Brian Dable, hire Brian Dable. Stop.
Good-looking guy.
Oh, my God. He actually looks like a plumper you.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, if I stay at the house for another 2 weeks, I'm going to look like Dable. I feel like it.
Hey, see, yeah. If you were 50 pounds heavier.
Yeah, I mean, you could rip Dable on the way out. Please, just don't talk about the way he looks. All right, people? Come on.
I want to take a phone call. I don't even remember. It's like no one should be okay with the way the offense is looking right now. It's okay to be frustrated with everything that's going on in the offense, but also realizing this is a team that won the Super Bowl and defense is dominating right now. What you have to hope for is the offense figures it out. Let's go to Todd in Sicklerville, New Jersey. Todd, go ahead. You're on the air. What's up?
John Marks, it's a pleasure to hear you back on the airwaves again, man.
Hi, Todd.
You immensely.
Thank you. Good to talk to you,
You're
Todd.
welcome.
What's going on?
Absolutely. So I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers right now, and I really don't care because I feel like I'm watching a movie over and over again every week with this offense. And I'm sure some of your callers are not going to like this, but I am definitely starting to really get open to the idea of trading Jalen Hurts in the offseason and moving forward with Tanner McKay.
Wow. Well, at least let McKee play half a game first before I'm trading Jalen Hurts.
Well, no, I agree. Yes, but I'm just saying that if what's coming out is, and you could see there's clear disconnect with the offense, and what the play calls are, and with Kevin Petula, he's horrible. He's atrocious, but I know he's not going anywhere. But I just feel like we're at a point last year where Hurts, a lot of his efficiencies were under wraps due to the great offensive line and also the great run game by Saquon Barkley. This year, the offensive line is hurt, banged up, and they're not getting any penetration behind the line of scrimmage with Saquon Barkley. There's no slant patterns at all, which I don't understand. Devontae Smith is quick as hell. I do not understand why we don't run a slant across the middle.
Last night they actually did a bunch of them, but that hasn't been anything you'd seen pretty much all year. I agree.
Yeah, it's just like it's just watching the same movie over and over again, and it's just getting to a point now. They're like, maybe, I don't know how this is all going to come about, but if you could get 2 number 1 picks or a number 1, and
we're still trading Jalen.
What's that?
Well, I thought you were saying the Jalen thing and then moving on because I'm not, Todd, and I really appreciate you, man. I'm not telling you that Jalen Hurts is the quarterback of this team for the next 10 years. I'm not telling you that. All right, but but he's been to 2 Super Bowls, has won a Super Bowl MVP. They're struggling this year. A.J. Brown's gone before Jalen Hurts is gone.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't even want to spend too much time on trading Jalen Hurts in the offseason. But I do want to say this, because earlier we had the Diana Rossini report that said multiple Eagles offensive players frustrated with Jalen Hurts. I'm reading from Jeff McClain, who he has an Eagles podcast called Uncovering the Birds. And it's very good. I listened to it. It's very good.
He lives at the NovaCare complex. He knows.
Correct. Yep. So here's what he says. And he talks about, hey, this is me not as a newspaper reporter. This is a podcast. He says, here's my sense of what's going on. I think Brown's frustrations stem from all of the above. The coaching staff's inability to scheme up answers and adjust, Hurts' style of play, and Brown's own self-inflictions. It can never just be one thing, not in the NFL. Not when there are so many variables in any given play. 11 players on offense, the scheme, the play call, the defense, and so on. But it can be one thing more than the other. What do I think Brown's main grievances lie? Where do I think Brown's main grievances lie? I think it's how Hurts plays quarterback. Hurts has it tougher than anyone in that building, save for maybe Sirianni. He plays the most difficult position in all of team sports, not to mention the most scrutinized. He has to please so many, feed so many, and do it all with a straight face in a fanatical, sports-obsessed town hall. So I'm not here to pile on. He's a great quarterback who's been to 2 Super Bowls and won an MVP. But the way Hurts plays isn't what you'd call receiver-friendly. And partly because of that, the Eagles employ a run-based offense that can take away from the pass game. So I think all that's very fair. They don't run an NFL offense in 2025. Running a college offense, which is so conservative in running the football, and Jalen Hurts doing a lot of different stuff, isn't normally what you do in the NFL.
I do like the way McClain phrased it. I think he's spot on with the, as far as everything that is on Jalen Hurts' lap and everything he has to do, and he's not a quarterback or a wide receiver friendly type of quarterback. He is a winning quarterback, and that should be all that matters. But when we know how these wide receivers' minds work, and especially with a guy like A.J. Brown, he with the post after the Super Bowl championship, I thought I could be a champion. It's not what I thought it was going to be. I like to get the defender's head down and drive past him. That's the way A.J. Brown is wired, so it doesn't surprise me in the least bit.
All right, we have an A.J. Brown stat that continues to pop up on the text line, and we have to discuss the Devontae Smith sound. The sound's terrible, so we're not going to use it, but we'll tell you what was said on it, and a lot more. It's Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Lane Johnson suffers Liz Frank injury. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restoration's great teams stick together, and so does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration Championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com or call 610-980-4000. Adam Schefter reporting that Lane Johnson suffered a Liz Frank injury in the win over the Detroit Lions last night. That is not season-ending, not believed to be season-ending, but he could be a candidate for injured reserve. We'll continue to update you on everything going on with the Eagles' right tackle as we learn more. The Eagles did pick up the win last night, 16-9 over the Detroit Lions. Detroit was 0 for 5 on 4th down, 3 for 13 on 3rd down. The Eagles kept Jared Goff off balance all night. After the game, Nick Sirianni talking about getting pressure on Goff.
We were able to get some early pressure on him and get some hits on him. Those are always going to affect quarterbacks, so we did a really good job there as a defensive front. I think that's actually 3 games in a row where it's been humming up front.
8-2 now on the season, top team in the NFC. As for the 76ers, tonight they host the Clippers at 7 o'clock. That game down at Xfinity Mobile Arena. You can listen to it right here on The Fanatic. This update is also brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Despite wintry conditions and heavy traffic, holidays must go on. That's why Mercedes-Benz SUVs come with the latest safety technology. Find incredible offers at the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration. I'm Ray Down on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Here comes my part. Ha, 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 ha. Burning down the house. Yeah. All right, we're back. Middays with Marks. Can we do the Devontae stuff first, and we'll do the A.J. Brown stat? So, Ray, you went over the transcript. The audio is terrible because it's from the game, and there's music behind it, so it's really difficult to hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
But so this is after the touchdown catch he had against Green Bay.
Correct.
He comes back to the bench, and what does he say?
Throw it bleeping up.
Right.
Basically, throw the ball.
Throw the ball.
Yeah.
And when this was posted, almost everybody or a lot of people were like, fire Patullo. Yeah, you tell him. You tell him, Devontae. Everybody hates Kevin Patullo. And I would have bet my house on this. He ain't talking about Kevin Patullo, homie. He's talking about the quarterback. Because you know what these wide receivers want? They want to be throwing the ball. And Jalen Hurts, for better or for worse, we've seen way too many examples of him not wanting to put the ball up. Remember when A.J. Brown had that big game and he scored that touchdown? What was he doing in the end zone after that touchdown? He was F this, F that. He was mad.
Yep.
Was he mad at Kevin Patullo or was he mad at the quarterback? Because, damn it, throw me the ball like this all the time.
It makes sense. It does. You know, these guys know, and of course they communicate in their own rooms, the receiver rooms. They know, they watch the film, they're open. You know, they're always open in their minds.
They watch the film.
Yeah. There's plays to be made. You know, when you bust it down the field and you're open, you give me an opportunity to make a play. AJ, for my money, though, there have been plenty of times this year that AJ hasn't been quite as open as he believes. But still, give him an opportunity to go up and make the play. He thinks he'll come down with it.
Throw the ball.
Yeah.
And I think so, too. He had a play last night where, it didn't look good.
No.
And he didn't really answer the question, did he? He just kind of talked. But he was asked. I think Elliott asked him the question.
Yeah, and I think you get your answer there where it's like in his mind, no, he didn't give up on a play. It wasn't a catchable ball, whatever it may be. I was upset in the Green Bay Packers fourth down. What was that? No. Dude, you complain about getting the rock. Well, okay, there's an opportunity to put the game on ice, score a touchdown as a walk-off.
Yep.
And that effort?
Yeah, not great effort on that, for sure.
Collinsworth stopped short of really going after him.
Right.
He had said on that 3rd and 15, like, you gotta keep running there. You gotta expect to get the football. And then he goes and then he cuts himself off, and they go back into analyzing the Lions' defense.
There was a couple spots when he was talking about the social media stuff last night where Collinsworth let it be known, like, enough of this. Like at this point, did you have it? Collinsworth from last night. Here's Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah, I've never heard a wide receiver ever complain about not getting the ball before. But, I think bottom line, it's kind of enough. We've heard it a lot. There was some conversation about the trade deadline, and there's just no reason to do anything but when you're in a public setting, say something positive about your teammate, say something positive about the other team. And when it's constantly coming up again and again, it becomes a distraction to the team, the quarterback, and the head coach.
He's not wrong in anything he said right there, Sean Brace.
Nope, not at all.
But get AJ the damn ball, because it doesn't matter whether he's wrong or not. We're talking about reality. Yeah. Reality is AJ's not handling this great. And Jeffrey Lurie having that conversation to let him know, hey, man, there's no need to apologize. Can we just stay off of social media?
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're an employee. I'm paying you very well. This is what we need. We got to have some harmony here. I honestly was not offended by anything he said on the Twitch stream, though.
I wasn't.
I thought he was like,
it was self-deprecating.
Thank you.
To me.
Exactly.
I thought the same thing.
There was no issues with what he said. He's having fun with his friends.
Joking around.
What was his name again?
Janky Rondo.
Janky Rondo. I'll never forget it.
What's Janky Rondo known for?
No idea.
Streaming? Is he a game guy?
I guess he's a streamer. Yeah,
okay. I don't. A good gig if you can get it, man.
I guess so.
Playing Madden for a living?
With A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown hopping on my stream?
Sounds like a good life to me.
Janky Rondo.
Something tells me some of these streamers may have some issues outside of streaming.
Just a little bit.
You know what I mean?
Can't communicate with...
Communication isn't necessarily all that good.
No.
Give me this A.J. Brown stat that you're... So the Devontae stuff, I'll just, if anybody out there thinks that this is just an isolated thing with A.J. Brown, it's not. Even Andrew DeCecco, who doesn't ever want to say anything on the air, said earlier that it was well known that Devontae Smith was unhappy with the passing offense, at least at one point. But go ahead with the A.J. Brown stuff.
Anthony from Bucks County on this one, and this is not the only person we've got it from. So Paul Hemba, our good friend Hemba, that's up there at ESPN.
Yeah.
He was on First Take today and said A.J. Brown is 135th in the league in the separation category. We have gotten a text, not just from Anthony, from about half a dozen people just wanting us to react to that stat specifically.
Yeah, that goes back to what I said. He's not as open as he once was, A, and as he believes, B. There are plenty of times that, again, you have to really dig into the tape viewing and rewatch this. So I'm really cautious and careful when I do put this out there. But the few times in the beginning of the season, specifically in that Tampa Bay game, where he was complaining, he wasn't as open as what people want to believe.
Right. I don't think that's his game, though. Two names.
Okay.
Anquan Bolden and Larry Fitz. Anquan Bolden was never a guy that was probably wide open. This is the NFL. Guys aren't, but still, the stat is the stat. 135th in separation, 135th in separation. But that's not his game. His game isn't he's going to get a yard and a half on a player. His game is he's big, he's physical, he's athletic, he's going to make plays. So you're never going to be able to let him make a play if you don't throw the ball for him to make a play.
Very fair.
The slant across the middle, you're not going to have great separation.
Yep.
Anquan Bolden was never that guy. Larry Fitz more, but the bigger body receivers that don't rely on just straight speed, they're not going to have. That's what I'm saying. What's Anquan Bolden's separate? A season that he had 100 catches and 1,500 yards. What was his separation speed that time?
It's true. You're right.
And Jalen isn't a guy that throws to players that aren't open. He wants to throw to players that are open. I think you said that before on the show. He's not threading the needle. He's not throwing to a spot. He don't want to throw an interception.
Yep. And I tip my cap to him on that, but there are times where you got to take a shot and force it. But look, he's had some bad throws too as well. In that Green Bay game, he had Grant Calcaterra over the middle, overthrew him. That was a walk-in touchdown. Last night, I think he had one or two that were kind of sailing on him again, a little difficult as far as what was happening with the wind, but you're right as far as the separation. I read it as one thing, but all in all, these guys are playmakers. Give them the opportunity to do exactly that.
Yeah. You got to do something. I mean, zone when they're playing in zone, is that considered separation, or is that where you're finding a spot in the zone? This has to be regarding man coverage. They're seeing a lot of zone these days.
Sure.
Because Jalen's not comfortable throwing it in between the linebackers or whatever, or he's not seeing the field. He was protected well last night.
Oh, yeah.
Considering Hutchinson is out there and you have other guys who can get to the quarterback, he was protected. He was sacked one time. Yeah. So it's not like that he was under pressure. He wasn't under Jared Goff pressure last night at all.
No, not even close.
And he's been protected pretty well recently.
Next-gen stats, Jordan Mailata did not allow a single pressure on his 31 pass block snaps in the Eagles' Week 11 victory over the Lions. Mailata matched up against Aiden Hutchinson 9 times, McNeil 6 times.
Yeah. If they're going to play in zone, you got to learn how to beat the zone. He has shown that he's able to make adjustments. He did it against the blitz. They blitzed the hell out of him. He adjusted to that. They don't blitz him as much anymore. So he needs to make that adjustment. 610-632-0975. Jay Watt in Center City. You lead us off next segment. 610-632-0975. Are we doing How About That at some point?
Yes, we are.
How About That's coming up. Also, this is something I wanted to start last week, Sean, the Adoree Jackson fan club. And I'm the president.
Oh, yeah?
Nick Sirianni talked about the guy after the game. We'll play that coming up next. Do you want to be involved in the Adoree Jackson fan club?
I think I'm going to skip that one. I might, I'll meet you down the road as far as that fan club.
No, you need to be on now, or you don't allow people on.
I'm outside then. I'll be outside the club on that one.
I'm in the club, man. Let's get after it. Adoree Jackson, baby.
Text line 610-632-0975. Now or never to get in on the Adoree Jackson fan club. Don't wait. Back after this, Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Monday, November 17th.
Obviously, I love when guys have the mental toughness to give up, when they give up a play to come back and continue to fight. That just speaks a lot of the character of the person and the character of the team.
That's Nick Sirianni talking about Adoree Jackson. And you're speaking with the president of his fan club. Middays with Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic. I mean, it's a radio bit, but
Gotcha.
We had a couple people. Was DeCecco one of them, and then somebody else was at Mosher.
Yeah, DeCecco and Mosher.
So two like football film nerds that are talking about Adoree Jackson and how he's your number 2 corner, and it's not even really close. And Vic Fangio likes him because he's a veteran and doesn't make mistakes like a younger player would. And his play's actually been a lot better than people want to give him credit for. And I said, you know what? They're right. Like he hasn't. I mean, it hasn't been great, but
he was better last night.
He was good last night. So check this out, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown had 2 catches for 42 yards on 12 targets. Now, a lot of those throws were worm burners or behind him or whatever. But anyway, he had 0 catches when matched up with Cooper DeJean. He had and Quinyon Mitchell. And he had Adoree Jackson had 11 matchups with St. Brown and gave up 1 catch for 8 yards. So, I mean, Goff was completely off last night.
What's the big difference between a couple weeks ago, even preseason, when 8 was running around the field, and you noticed
that 8 a lot?
Yeah, the 8 was wandering a lot by himself when he was chasing down the receivers who caught the ball. Of course, it's the pass rush, like Phillips. It starts and ends with him, in my opinion, right? I think that's one of the reasons why Jackson played well last night. I think that's one of the reasons why everybody played well on defense, because Phillips was getting after Jared Goff.
Yeah, Goff, he had no time. When he did have time, he was getting the ball batted down. He was uncomfortable the entire night in the pocket.
They pressured him.
They did. On
every snap.
It pretty much felt like that. Yeah, it felt a lot like Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, where Mahomes was under pressure pretty much any time he stopped. The Eagles' defensive line dominated. And then when Fangio sends a blitz, which isn't all the time, it's causing problems. Whether they're getting to him or not, it's rushing the throw. It was a really good – everything across the board on defense last night, from the pass rush to the blitzes. Nakobe Dean was unbelievable. Zach Bond had a good game last night as well. Blankenship came up on that one run inside the 10-yard line.
He's a heavy hitter.
And put a smash.
He's a heady player, too, because he's always going with his hands, trying to swat the ball out of the and force a fumble. Blankenship has proved his worth over the years. It's a guy that I doubted. This defense has an opportunity, John, if they continue to play the way they – and this isn't, an outlandish statement or a hot take. They could potentially be better than last year's defense. And how great was last year's defense?
So I was listening to Sheil Kapadia's podcast that he does after the game on the Ringer, and he was with Brandon Lee Gouton, and they were discussing who the better could this defense be better than last year's defense. Well, the way they played the last 2 weeks,
100%.
Yeah, I mean, they could be as good. The team that played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, that was a dominant defensive performance. That was really like a 40-10 game than the points they put on late. That was their offensive line. People, I guess, weren't paying close enough attention because the Chiefs' offensive line certainly wasn't a strength of their team. The way the Eagles are playing at that point, they were just humming on defense. Yeah, the way they're playing right now,
they were hungry. And look, you're getting look. I think you could say Jordan Davis and what he's bringing to the table this year has been the constant difference, right? As far as up front, you're getting more from him. There was obviously a big ask when he was drafted. This is what everybody wanted, but he knew darn well he had to lose some weight. He had to be out in the field more, and I think it starts with him. But Jalen Carter, of course, is as dominant as ever, still seeing double teams, and now you're adding Phillips to the mix as far as getting after the quarterback. It's a good conversation. Linebacker play, Zach Bond in year 2 is better than what he was last year. Maybe, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because I think he was so great last year. It's hard to say that Bond's better this year.
Yeah, he's not having the same impact because he was that good last year.
Correct.
But Deems had that impact the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
So I heard the morning guys talking about this. Does Nakobe Dean become the Ranger Suarez of the Philadelphia Eagles? To where he's a free agent after this season.
Yeah.
How can you afford to pay him? You're gonna re-sign Phillips.
Now you do.
Yeah, now you do. I mean, the dude's been unbelievable. You're already paying Vaughn a lot of money. You have to look at, you're going to have to pay Jordan Davis. You're going to have to pay Carter. I don't know how you don't bring back Nakobe Dean. The Eagles seem to pay everybody. Quinn Mitchell's going to make a lot of money. Cooper DeJean's going to make a lot of money. You have stars on this defense that are going to get paid soon.
Yeah, he's going to earn every bit of it, too. You know, he's on a $5.2 million rookie contract. This is it. Free agent, unrestricted. It's just one of those deals that it's not going to happen here. You know it. Unless Howie Roseman can get really creative, but I don't see.
And get rid of Vaughn. I mean, really.
Anything is possible with Howie.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But I would imagine that there will be teams that pony up and pay.
Ray? Nakobe Dean?
We were shocked when they paid one linebacker.
Yeah.
I'm not getting greedy and going for a second linebacker. I sat there last offseason like, oh, they really going to do this with Zach Vaughn?
And they did.
They did it with Zach Vaughn.
And they also used the first-round draft pick on a linebacker.
True.
That,
yes.
Unless they really want him to be an edge rusher, he's got to play.
Yeah.
They use two linebackers most of the time on the field. Not, the Lions play a lot of 4-3 where linebackers are on the field all the time. That's not what the Eagles do. Let's go to Jay Watt. We got some text ready. Get some text ready there, Ray. Jay Watt in Center City. Jay Watt, go ahead.
Gentlemen, I feel like I'm going back in time. Hearing the John and Sean show in the midday is making my soul warm. How you boys doing?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Listen, I was, I don't have any issues with the play call of Sirianni in the fourth quarter, going for it on fourth. I do believe that he was, and it's a good dovetail off that defensive conversation. I don't think he was nervous at all. I don't really love the call, but I don't think he was nervous at all with how we had shut down Goff. I mean, he did nothing. And if a stat popped up on the TV showing that the Lions offense had been, I think, top 2 or 3 in the league 3 seasons cumulative, and they looked average. I didn't even hear Amon-Ra's name more than 2 times. They shut him down.
Yep.
And when you make that team very one-dimensional and you put it all on Gibbs, yeah, he's going to burn you for 80 to 100, but he's not going to win a game for you. So I feel like Nick has that confidence. I mean, we love him for that, though. We really do. I mean, he's spitting on the sideline. He's chasing Coop during the pick six, during the Super Bowl. I mean, that's the kind of player, that's the kind of leader that he is, and I love it. Honestly, I do. And listen, like I said after the game, because I did stick around to watch it, the NFL comes through Philly this year. Lombardi comes through Philly this year, and I don't think anyone is terribly worried that they won't be able to get some play calling improvements. Saquon gets some more runs. We get some more Jalen designed runs to free up that interior. I think that those things start happening, and again, Lombardi goes through Philly again this year, in my opinion. And Todd from Sicklerville, you're getting rid of Jalen. Come on, brother. That sludge from Sicklerville is seeping into your brain, brother. That boy wins. He's going to continue to win. And anyone who thinks he's not going to win is not paying attention to his career the last 10 to 12 years. Brothers, It's great to hear from you. It's great to hear from you guys on the radio. I love it. I missed y'all. And if y'all have another bikini contest, you know damn well I'll be there.
Yeah, Ray's going to be the
go.
judge. We're going to get Ray in a bikini in the contest.
That's nightmare fuel.
Great to hear, Jay. I will just, we are now the show, John, I'm with you today. It's your show, but you're going to be the reference. They're trying to trade Jalen.
Yep.
That's going to be, that's exactly what's going to happen. The Lombardi comes through Philadelphia, no doubt about it. They're 8-2, right? Tough games remaining. Still Bears, Chargers, Bills. I feel really good about this team, and of course locking in that bye. And if it does come through Philadelphia to Lombardi, it's going to be a difficult team to beat.
You have the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Rams.
Yep.
So the Rams are the one team right now that you feel like you're competing against. Lane Johnson, if you're just tuning in, didn't hear. Lane Johnson has a Liz Frank injury and could be headed towards, or it seems like it's likely he's going to IR, but it's not necessarily a season ender. If you can get him back for the postseason, that's going to be a big deal. And I agree. I don't have a lot of, maybe it's because they just won a Super Bowl, so it doesn't feel like that there's like the same kind of urgency. I just watched them win last year after being told by everybody in the NFL you can't win like this, and they not only won, they dominated. So why can't they continue to win like this? They obviously have to play better on offense.
Everybody nationally continues to pick against them. Everybody. Oh, that's a Detroit Lions line. You're not going to beat the Packers like that. They're going to come in and score.
Locally, Tim picked against them.
Really?
I heard Shield picked against them. Brandon Lee Galton picked against them. Ray picked against them. Harry picked against them.
Yeah, man.
Right? I didn't hear the other picks on the station. Colarulo doesn't ever bet against them.
Yeah, Connor picked them.
You can't pick against this team. That's where I stand. Like, I get your reasoning behind the Detroit Lions coming in here and winning that game. You can't pick against the Eagles. They win football games. That's it.
They do.
That's
I'm
it.
there now. This was it for me. This weekend was it for me.
All right, but
take the Cowboys.
You're on.
I'm on a roll of being so far off the field.
But you're in on the Adoree Jackson fan club.
I'm in on that, yeah.
All right,
so guaranteed 2 touchdowns for CeeDee Lamb against them next weekend.
Yep.
We're gonna come in with green T-shirts with 8 spray painted on the front and the back.
8.
Yeah.
I was looking at players that were 50 for the Eagles.
It's a weird number for an elite pass rusher /
Do you have one?
rusher.
Can you name one?
50?
50's tough. I looked at the names.
Eagle, or are you talking about the NFL?
No, Eagle.
Semino? Well, he wasn't good. I don't think he was 50.
G. Cobb wore 50.
Out of here like Vladimir?
Kiko Alonso wore 50.
Oh, good God.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, but that was a half shirt.
Who wore 50 last year? I pulled it up last. I tweeted it out. I'll pull it up now.
All right, pull it up.
Yeah. Let me pull it up.
610-632-0975. We do it the day after every Eagles game. It's called How About That? That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
That?
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Lane suffers list Frank entry. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It's brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. If you need a new water heater, choose one that's built to be the best. Choose Bradford White. Lane Johnson has reportedly suffered a Lisfranc injury that won't end his season, according to Adam Schefter, but he does become an injured reserve candidate for the Birds. The right tackle suffered the injury last night in the win over the Lions, a 16-9 win of the Lions for the Birds, where the defense was just tremendous. 0 for 5 on 4th down were the Lions. They were 3 for 13 on 3rd down. The Eagles kept Jared Goff off balance all night long. After the game, Sirianni talked about the defense.
The defense played awesome. I got a ton of confidence in our guys to go out and execute. You know, I'm going to be second-guessing myself about the 4th and 1 in our own territory. Awesome job by the defense holding them to 3 there.
Yeah, not just was defense incredible, they might have bailed their coach out of a tough decision late. Regardless, 8-2. 8-2 now. Top seed in the NFC, tied with the Rams for the best record in the NFC. Of course, they've got the tiebreaker because they beat the Rams earlier this season. 76ers tonight in action at 7 o'clock against the Clippers down at Xfinity Mobile Arena. You catch that game live right here on The Fanatic. This update is brought to you by Indeed.com. Ready to find the right candidates for your job posting? Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps connect you with talent that actually matches what you're looking for. Start at Indeed.com/credit. I'm Ray Down, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Middays with Marks. Victory Monday, 97.5, The Fanatic. Shout out to everybody watching live on YouTube. Hello.
What's up, everybody? Hello, YouTube.
How's the YouTube chat today? Are you following along at home?
Yeah, I had it up in front of me. A lot of people checking in. A lot of conversation going on right now. A lot of people second-guessing this offense, and we understand why.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah, it's like criticizing Patullo, criticizing Sirianni, criticizing Jalen Hurts. All fair game. All of them.
There is, I guess we could say, something good from the struggles right now, and that is that this will be the first year that Jalen Hurts will not have a new signal caller next year because Patullo's not going anywhere.
Unless he gets fired.
Yeah,
right.
No one's picking him up. So this will be the first year for 10 straight seasons that Jalen Hurts has had a different play caller.
So hang on a second.
That's absurd, John.
And because they had a graphic last night that had it, right?
Well done.
So here's my question on it.
All right.
Because it's always presented as poor Jalen always has a new offensive coordinator. Wah! Poor Jalen.
Okay.
Or is he an offensive coordinator killer?
Oh.
People say, hell no. I'm out. You got to deal with that? Running this RPO, we can't throw the ball down the field. Ray, what are your thoughts?
I mean, you got 2 head coaches out of that?
Well, so Lincoln Riley went to USC and got the job in USC, right? Or did he get drafted? No, he got drafted after that. Regardless. Brian Johnson was a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nick Sirianni was a disaster.
So, I guess if you're arguing he's an offensive coordinator, a play caller killer, you would also be advocating for Nick Sirianni as a play caller.
I'm not. I'm saying it with tongue in cheek because I have fatigue on the poor Jalen stuff with the offensive coordinators every year.
But have you ever heard him mention it before?
No, he doesn't complain about it.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't complain about it. Like, I don't want to, this isn't a criticism of Jalen Hurts. It's just, what do you want him to do? Every year he's got a different offensive coordinator.
He is the system.
He is the system.
And, by the way.
It's true.
How about this, though? Brian Dable replacing Kevin Patullo. 2017, John, Alabama. He was the play.
I know he was.
I did not know that. I didn't know.
Can we go back to the Bama thing for a second here? Can you imagine Lane Kiffin and Jalen Hurts daily having meetings? The dynamic there are 2 of the oddest people in the 2 opposite ways.
Oil and water there. Especially in 2016.
Yeah.
Lane, and that was before Lane was humbled going to the NFL.
Yes.
No, I could not imagine those 2.
Every
having
day,
an offensive meeting.
Come on.
Yeah, Jalen's just looking at him like,
keep the main thing.
His eyes are looking at him like, I could kill you right now if I wanted to.
In that room, I can guarantee you, one of those guys frequented Alabama sororities, and it was not the starting quarterback of Alabama.
Sounds about right. Sorority row. Lane knew that one on the GPS.
All right, let's get to, how about that?
When you see something great.
How about that?
When you see something you hate.
How about that?
When you see something you just need to tell someone about, hit them with a...
How about that?
How about that? All right, I'll start off with this. Jamar Chase. So Jalen Ramsey gets thrown out of the game for hitting Jamar Chase. Mm-hmm. But videos you see after the game, looks like Jamar Chase is spitting in the face of, or spitting at Jalen Ramsey.
That's what I saw.
So you saw the same video?
That's what I saw, yeah.
I'm sure pretty much. Ray, did you see the same thing?
I also happened to see the same thing.
I think everybody saw the same thing. But don't tell that to Jamar Chase. Here's him after the game.
He was saying that you spit on him. Did you spit on him?
I ain't never opened my mouth to that guy.
So what do you think prompted the reaction from him?
Well, he don't like some of the words I told him.
What are you saying?
I ain't spit on nobody.
Deny.
Words right out of my mouth. Never admit guilt, John Marks. Never.
I agree, but when there's visual evidence, it's like when you take somebody to trial. Yes. If there's visual evidence, you can't just deny and it's okay. Yeah, they missed the spit. He's gonna get suspended.
He should.
Yeah,
he can't be spitting on people. Come on, man.
Of all the things you can't do.
No.
You know what else you can't do? Throw the ball right to the other team, which is what Joe Flacco did yesterday.
Brilliant.
Starting fantasy. It was horrible. Bye week. He gave me the best chance.
Finally. Yeah, look, you got to scrape the barrel to find that quarterback. In one of my leagues, I'm in 2 leagues. I just won my first event win. I was 0-10.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, pretty bad. Pretty bad. Fantasy has not been my forte this year.
So Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase.
How about that?
All right. Sean, why don't you go next?
Oh, I would love to. I'll tell you what. Let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs here, John and Ray. And here's what I got for you. The last time that the Kansas City Chiefs did not win the AFC West, how about 2015? Chiefs fell to the Broncos 22-19, a loss that, in my opinion, will cost them their 8th straight AFC West title. I believe we have Andy Reid here.
Yeah, when you're playing good teams, whether it's myself making a call or the players playing, you've got to do the right things. You put the guys in the right position, and the guys got to make plays when given an opportunity. Both sides of the ball, special teams. That's what we're all in it together.
Got to do a better job, John.
That is such an Andy Reid answer after they fall 5-5. That's crazy because if you think about it, the Eagles are going to be the first NFC East team to win back-to-back divisions since 2004.
Correct.
It's been over 20 years.
Crazy.
Since Andy Reid went to Kansas City, essentially, because what was his first year in Kansas City? 2014?
13.
So 13. So in 2 years later, they went on an 8-year run.
Yeah. And 7 straight years with an AFC championship berth. Think about the success that he has had out there in Kansas City.
Yep.
Grass isn't always greener. Be careful what you wish for, Philadelphia.
Oh, my God, man. Was I talking about that on Friday? The finger wagging at Andy Reid? Like, God, you can't find another coach. There's only one on the planet. Yeah, the Chris Berman finger wag. That's what you were doing.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. No, you only win 2 Super Bowls since Andy Reid left, but that's beside the point.
Just quickly on this, Denver, 8 straight wins. Of course, we know what happened here in Philadelphia. Still, plus 550 to win the AFC, so not a lot of trust right now when it comes to odds makers with the Denver Broncos.
Well, it just means that if they get in the playoffs, teams, because I know that they won yesterday, but do you really still believe in Bo Nix when it comes to playoff time? I don't either.
No.
I don't either.
That defense is good, though.
Oh, yeah. It's good, and Sean Payton's good. But all right, so let's look at the Chiefs. Do they make the playoffs? I'm going to put you guys on the spot on the record. Okay,
right.
You have to decide right now whether they make the playoffs or not. They're 5-5. They are. Oh, this is a good one. At home against the Colts. That was the 3.5-point home favorite. I think I saw.
Wow.
Colts feel kind of fraudulent to me too.
Yeah, they're getting figured out. Give me a win, dog.
At the Cowboys.
I'll give two wins for the Chiefs.
It's a win.
Yep.
Home against the Texans.
Do it again. 3-0.
Worst case, they're 2-1, right? Would you agree with that, those 3 games?
Yep.
Home against the Chargers.
Man, they've fallen apart, too.
They haven't looked good. That injuries have hurt their offensive line. Home at the Titans, and then home against the Broncos. And then at the Raiders.
They have 5 more wins there, at
Easy.
least. At least.
So that's how they look at it. If they get in the playoffs, they're still probably the team to beat. At least 5 wins. Let's say they lose to the Colts, beat the Cowboys, beat the Texans, beat the Chargers, beat the Titans. That's 5 wins because they're beating the Raiders.
Yeah, and look, as far as you can bet on them to make the playoffs, a yes-no market, minus 185 on the yes, plus 150 on the no. Odds makers are saying exactly that. They're going to be in the playoffs.
All right.
Dance on that grave just yet.
Kansas City Chiefs.
How about that?
All right, Ray.
And last one here. How about that Sam Darnold? Oh, man. The Seahawks, they're hot, right? They've had such a great start to the season. How could you not start to believe in Sam Darnold? He gets a chance to show his worth in a big game against the Rams. Not 1, not 2, not 3.
Nope.
4 interceptions for Darnold. They still had a chance to win the game, which is a testament to just how good that Seattle team is. But after the game, Darnold's big takeaway from the game.
Yeah, just can't turn the ball over. I think that's the biggest thing. The biggest takeaway from today is just protecting the football.
Really? 4 interceptions. That was your big takeaway from the day. Yeah, no kidding, Sam Darnold. Nothing worse for the Darnold discourse than what happened yesterday. You can't come back from that. How about that?
Turned into a pumpkin.
Yep. Yeah, Seattle's not winning a Super Bowl. Seattle's not going to a Super Bowl in large part because Sam Darnold will turn into Sam Darnold. Whether it's the playoffs, whether it's a game like that, they're going to need big wins to win that division. And yesterday was a case of Sam Darnold being Sam Darnold.
Do you think the Seahawks made a mistake by bringing him in, though?
No.
Right? Like, that's the conversation.
It's a huge upgrade over Geno Smith.
Definitely. But if you know that this guy is not going to be the quarterback to get you to promised land, are you wasting a season with him, or is this something that is just necessary?
You hope he figures it out. that
figures it out.
right? Because he's shown enough during the regular season that he's got talent.
Especially last year.
Yeah.
He was really good.
He was really good. And then end of the season happened and the playoffs happened and they're gone. And the same thing's probably going to happen again this year. In the biggest spot, in the biggest moment, in the biggest game, he's going to see ghosts. And that's what you see pretty much every single year. I mean, like, Sean, to answer your question, what you're saying, no, you're never going to bring a guy in that you don't believe can win. But if you can't get that guy, then what do? Do you suck on purpose? Do you keep Geno Smith for another year? Do you bring in some other I never thought Baker Mayfield was good enough to win a Super Bowl. He's gotten better.
Oh, yeah.
But is he good enough to win a Super Bowl? On the right team in the right year, I think so. I think Darnold in the right team, right year, right matchup.
It's such a hard, quarterback at the position to just really lock in and win at, right? You look at next year's draft. Look at all these teams that are potentially going to have the number 1 overall pick. Well, everybody was going nuts over Arch Manning. Is he as good as advertised now? No. And then we were talking about the Minnesota Vikings. Did they make a mistake by going with J.J. McCarthy instead? Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was slow playing the entire incident because he wanted to go to the Vikings. But if you use a first-round draft pick on J.J. McCarthy, unless what you see is like, we can't let that guy be the starter, I'm just not sure what they saw in college. Jim Harbaugh didn't want to throw the ball when he was at Michigan. They ran the ball all the time for that reason.
Yeah.
They were drafting on potential. Have you seen anything to think that J.J. McCarthy's ready to be a championship-style quarterback right now?
I bought in on him at the DFS yesterday. That was a bad call by me. Bad call by me. Not a good day. Yeah.
Not at all.
Nope.
All right, coming up, Eagles, did they lock up the number 1 seed yesterday? No, they didn't. We're going to look ahead for a second at the rest of the season. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Ray Dunn in the FanDuel Sportsbook app in partnership with Valley Forge is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win with FanDuel, any play could be the play of the game. And tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right. You get on the action with a 30% profit boost token for this Monday night. And not necessarily a game this Monday night that you're going to be tapped in entirely to. Raiders and the Cowboys. Cowboys are great. They're going to end up having the short weekend to play the Eagles coming up. But for tonight, against the Raiders, it might be sacrilegious to do it, but if I'm getting a profit boost token for a team that I think should win the game, will win the game, against a pretty bad team in the Raiders, you might want to look into maybe investing in the Cowboys. Don't hate me for it, but I think that might be your best play for the evening. Make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Visit FanDuel.com/endzone. That's FanDuel.com/endzone. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus, the president of Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
yeah. Ricky Bowe in the house.
Yeah, yeah.
Bill Colarulo. They're coming up at 2 o'clock, unfiltered. Tonight on 97.5 The Fanatic, how about your team, your town, your 76er?
Let's go.
And according to Shams, Paul George will make his 2025 debut.
It's happening. It's happening. No JoJo, though, right?
I don't think you're going to see him.
No, he's out. But Paul George, though, all right. Let's see what he's got. He can, again, I think everybody just needs to enjoy what we're watching, right? And hopefully the national pundits will do exactly that and not start talking, well, once you get Paul George in the mix and a healthy Joel Embiid, you could actually compete for something. Like, no, I don't even want to hear that word. I don't even want to hear compete. No, just go out there and ball. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Paul George actually fits with this team and this offense without Joel Embiid. I don't think you can have Paul George and Joel Embiid on the floor at the same time for extended minutes. They're both limited. Joel Embiid, this is real trouble. He looks really, really broken.
Yeah, look, and
I'm talking about on defense. He's skilled on offense.
Correct.
He's going to be fine
with
that. But man, he labors to do anything.
I think we know what's coming as far as Joel Embiid is concerned. I don't think that this is just I know it's just different knee, and everybody's telling me relax.
Man.
Yeah, it's more of the same. More of the same.
Well, it's just even if this isn't anything he needs surgery or whatever, you think that it's going to be fine and his other knee is going to be fine and he's not going to get any other injuries?
And that's where I'm at with Paul George too, John, is just I don't have any confidence that he will remain healthy either. It feels like he's one that is constantly dealing with these injuries as well.
Sure.
Get him back in the mix. It's great. It's a long season. Again, this season's about the young guns.
Yep.
McCain down there with the blue coats.
So the Sixers are 5.5-point favorites tonight over the Clippers. Clippers have not been good this year.
No,
they also played last night in Boston. So it's a back-to-back. James Harden, I think, had a big night scoring. But old-ass James Harden. Now, maybe the good thing is there's no time for the strip club because they played last night. So he won't come into town and go see some of his old homies.
Think Daryl Morey high-fives them when they see each other?
They're not hugging anymore.
No. If you're up in New York, I mean, you just go down Jersey. You could stop in AC for a night and then make your way across, right? I mean,
well, you could if you wanted to. He had 37 points last night in 38 minutes.
Man,
he may need a wheelchair to get out there tonight.
Grief,
James Harden
still doing it.
Still doing it. He really he's still one of the best scorers in the league. It's not translating the wins.
No, they're in trouble this year.
Yep, they sure are. So I'm excited. Ray, are you excited to see Paul George? I'm excited to see Paul George without Joel Embiid because I think he fits on this team. He's your power forward.
Yeah, the way you feel about Paul George is the way I feel about Joel Embiid, and the way you feel about Joel Embiid is the way I feel about Paul George.
You don't want to see Paul George?
No.
Well, I'm not telling you that I liked the signing or I liked it or I like it now. I don't. But I gotta deal with the season. So I'm curious to see what he looks like. But see, like
I'm intrigued. There you go. That's the word I'll use. I'm intrigued.
I want to see what the fit looks like with the rest of the team.
No Oubre too as well.
Yeah, Oubre's out there. Actually missing a bunch of guys at this point.
Yeah.
That's a 76er line, no doubt. No doubt.
5.5. Play the song. Let's go.
Let's go to Stick. Stick? Is that what the name is? Stick? Let's go to Stick in Clearwater, Florida. Stick, go ahead.
Beautiful this time of year.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey. How are you, Stick?
Hey, real good, man. Just waiting for spring training down here.
Why is your nickname Stick?
That's probably a case of beer story. Hey, guys. Hey, I want to talk to you. First, I'm going to ask you a trivia question. When was the last wide receiver named an NFL head football coach? And I'll answer that before I get off the phone call.
Oh, wow. You got a lot going on, man. I'm impressed so far with your call. All right, so let me think about it. Go ahead with your point.
I wanted to make my point that I hear you guys talk about get AJ the ball and do this and do that.
Yeah.
Look, guys, they're about their numbers. They're about their greed. Head football coaches, they know how to win, okay? And there's a reason why GMs don't hire wide receivers to be their head football coaches.
Oh, I got you where this is going. Okay.
Yes, I mean, look, every one of them wants the ball, of course.
This was a rhetorical trivia question is what it was. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. I know. What did Ray work his magic over there on the computer and come up with it?
No, but I did think of Sean McVay. He was a wide receiver.
Not an NFL one.
Oh,
NFL.
And Sirianni was a wide receiver as well. But NFL, no, I don't have the answer.
Yeah, no, an NFL wide receiver. They take care of their own in that league.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but look, man. Yeah, I am so happy this football organization is winning. I don't care about A.J. Brown and his antics and his selfishness of wanting the ball and numbers. We're blessed. We're lucky right now to be a part of this organization as fans. But to answer my question,
Ray
how old
Rhodes.
you guys?
Ray Rhodes.
No.
All
You're
right.
getting close.
All right.
It was his first name was Ray.
Ray Dunn?
No.
What's the answer?
All right, the answer is Ray Perkins. Remember, he was an Alabama football player.
Well,
he was
a wide receiver. All right, let's see. The last wide receiver is actually Ray Rhodes.
How about that?
Who preceded Ray Perkins, who was the coach of the Giants, I believe, in the late 80s or the 80s.
Say Perkins, I thought was the Giants coach. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Was he after Ray Perkins? So maybe I'm wrong.
That is interesting, though. If you have to do some digging that you don't see wide receivers, turn into NFL head coaches. That's
Well, who's the last quarterback that was an NFL head coach? I mean, that's really a better question.
Well, Dougie P was one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm like a real quarterback, I'm saying like not a backup quarterback because you could go Jason
your
Garrett.
NFL career wasn't real.
Yeah. No, but I'm talking like a starting quarterback because that's the insinuation is that there's no star wide receivers that are head coaches in the NFL. There's no like the positional.
Right. To be fair to all the stars, though, would you rather be on TV once a week and just do pre-production, or would you rather be grinded tape for 7 days
Yeah, Ray
a week?
Perkins was 1972 through 1979 through 1982. So, I mean, like, all right. So let's look at the head coaches in the NFL.
All right.
Sirianni, who played at Mount Union, was a wide receiver.
Yep.
Star.
I don't even know it was Brian Daboll, like when he was the coach of the. What about Schottenheimer? He didn't play in the NFL. What about Dan Quinn? He won the like. Come on, give me a break. It's a lot of times you're not getting guys that play in the NFL.
No,
they're head coaches.
No,
sometimes sure.
Yeah,
you're not getting star players.
Like Aaron Glenn, sure. D'Amico Ryan, sure.
Sure, yeah. Defensive players.
But no, that's not.
But who's the last star offensive player that's a coach? They made too much money. They don't want to be coaches.
That's true. That's what it comes down to. They're like, man, I'm good. I earned my keep. I'm out.
Yeah. When Brandon Graham's done playing football, he's not going to be hosting a weekend. He's not going to be grinding, doing sports radio in Philadelphia.
He has unbelievable agents, John. His face is on 7 billboards on 76 alone.
Well, and you know what? If you see him at signings a lot, he's not turning to Brandon realizes his window to make money's now.
Oh, he's on it.
And he's on it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel Jason Kelsey to where it's watered down like, oh my God, more Brandon Graham. No, I want more Brandon Graham. I want more smile. Yeah. I want more. My who was it? It was my buddy Mark.
Such a nice
But
guy.
I had a couple of requests when I worked with Brandon to like, hey, I have the Philadelphia Inquirer from the day after they won the Super Bowl. And Brandon's on like maybe on the front cover. Can you get Brandon to sign it for me? Meanwhile, when we're at Chickies and Pete's during the show, there's news cameras are there, and there's people waiting that aren't going to get autographs. And I'm like, yeah, I gotcha. He's so gracious with the autographs and everybody that comes up. He's the best. But yeah, like he's Mr. Philadelphia.
And he was making a few plays last night.
He sure was.
Yeah.
On the was it a 4th down run or
Correct.
was it
He was bottling up. I think he was even in on the punt, the fake punt.
Where they left the whole defense out on the field.
I think he was even in on that play as well.
Yeah, it's
Proving his worth.
great decision by Dan Campbell.
And look, and you know
Go
darn
for a
well
fake punt.
what Brandon Graham is bringing to the table as well, locker room. So you get a guy like Phillips, middle of the season, that's his boy. And apparently they've been hitting it off. And that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, like he's only going to add. He's not going to take away. He's not a guy that's coming in. He would never come back if he wasn't able to contribute on the field. But his value's also off the field as well. He's going to make some plays.
Oh, yeah.
All right, coming up, I'm finally ready to talk about the obsession with bringing Brian Daboll into Philadelphia and how stupid it is. And can we end it? Ray, do you think that we can actually end the conversation today by trying to talk some sense into people?
People are probably still calling for Frank Reich somewhere out there right now.
I haven't heard Frank Reich.
He's at Stanford.
I'm sure if I go look up Frank Reich right now, I bet I could find a tweet on the timeline. Doug Peterson, we got a text in today. Yeah. We always got to have an offensive analyst that's better than the one you have.
Doug Peterson was a hot name this year. It's like, hang on, you want Doug to come in and be the offensive
We got that
coordinator?
text today.
Not surprised. All right, we'll discuss all that coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5, the Fanatic. All right, they are the locks, the sponsor of the Locks of the Week segment. Liberty Safes of New Jersey. I lost my lock this week. I'm embarrassed, Ray.
I lost mine again.
What about Harry? I don't know what Harry had.
He probably won.
Well, I didn't do the good people of Liberty Safes in New Jersey justice with my pick this week, with my lock this week. But Brian and Deborah, the owners, I spent some time with them last week. They're our newest sponsor to the show, and if you're in the market for a safe, and you could say, like, well, do I really need a safe? You probably do. Liberty Safes in New Jersey, locations in Mount Laurel and Hamilton Township. What happens if you lost something important? And maybe it's a break-in, maybe it's a fire, maybe you're just misplacing it, or you don't want it damaged. Your kids are getting into something. You're talking about birth certificates, passports, Social Security cards, jewelry, photos of your grandmother, your great-grandmother. That's so important to you. You can't get that back. That's a lot, right? Liberty Safes in New Jersey is a smart move, and they're family-owned and operated. That's what I was talking about, talking to Brian and Deborah. They've been in the business for decades. So if you're in the market for a new safe, they have the largest selection of Liberty Safes in the tri-state area. Real people, they're helping you choose what fits your home and fits your budget. So from the minute you make the call, from the minute you visit their showroom or you go online or whatever, they're taking you through the process. What's your budget? What are you looking for? Let me recommend these. Let me recommend that. How about delivery and installation? They're not just kicking a safe off the truck and saying, see ya. They're making sure you're good. It's about peace of mind. So protect what matters most to you. LibertySafesNJ.com, or you can stop by their showroom, Route 73 in Mount Laurel or Horizon Drive in Hamilton Township. And by the way, for responsible gun owners, if you've been in the market for a gun safe, the largest selection, the best selection, just everything about Liberty Safes in New Jersey is the best. So tell them John Mark sent you, LibertySafesNJ.com, because when it comes to safety, don't risk it, lock it with Liberty.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Liz Frank injury for Lane Johnson. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Family & Company Jewelers. Check off your whole list with one stop to Family & Company Jewelers, South Jersey's holiday diamond destination, Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey, or online at FamilyJewelers.com. Lane Johnson has suffered a Liz Frank injury. Adam Schefter reporting it earlier, and obviously every national reporter following that, as Lane Johnson will not be going on, or will not be considered season ending at this moment with Liz Frank injury. It is, however, makes him a consideration for injured reserve. We'll keep you updated with everything going on with the starting right tackle for your Philadelphia Eagles. Suffered that injury in the 16-9 win over the Lions last night. And for the win last night, it was a defensive effort. Detroit 0 for 5 on fourth down, 3 for 13 on third down. Eagles kept Jared Goff off bounds all night. Nick Sirianni talking about the pressure postgame.
We were able to get some early pressure on him and get some hits on him. Those are always going to affect quarterbacks, so we did a really good job there as a defensive front. I think that's actually 3 games in a row where it's been humming up front.
Eagles now 8-2, top seed in the NFC, tied for the best record in the conference with the Rams, of course, under the tiebreaker because of the win over the Rams earlier this season. Reported earlier this hour by Shams Charania that Paul George is expected to make his debut tonight. Clippers and Sixers at 7 o'clock. You can listen to that game right here on the Fanatic. This update brought to you by Audible. Stuck in traffic. Audible's romance collection while you're falling fast in the slow lane. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
That's right. Sunday night, my friend.
What
this
happened
season's
Sunday
been
night?
unbelievable. It's a playoff game up in Chester. Philadelphia Union rolling on. Of course, Supporters Shield, best team in the league. And they got an opportunity to do something special, John. And it's a playoff game against NYCFC Sunday night.
Is that the former Red Bulls?
No.
Or that's the other one?
It's the other one. Following Cowboys-Eagles, so no issues there. Roll right into a little night game. Apparently, Ray Dunn's going to be up there with me in Chester.
I got a great Sunday on tap. I got
Ray's
Sixers,
in the booth.
Sixers Heat. I'll be enjoying this one.
You're just watching.
Oh.
I got Sixers Heat, 1 o'clock.
Wow.
Tickets to that.
Okay.
Obviously got the Eagles game, 4:25.
Mm-hmm.
Think I'm going to go down maybe a little Union Yards before the game.
My man.
Watch
Oh,
Eagles Cowboys,
God.
and then I got Union NYCFC.
I'm tired just listening to that.
You're going to be an applesauce packet in here on Monday. That's what your
I'll
head's going to be.
Go.
I need somebody in here next Monday.
Surprised I had any energy today.
Me too.
Thursday, I'm cruising around the city.
It's just going to lead you into it.
My man, with the Philadelphia Union.
So, Sean, you're DJing on the Union bus?
They got me on a bus DJing.
So they bring some players or some former players or
T-shirts. We're gonna be stopping at some some landmarks around Philadelphia.
King of Prussia Mall. When the Phillies do it, they'll stop at like the King of Prussia Mall, and then they'll drive into the city and go places.
Yeah. I would assume that this is probably going to be in Center City somewhere, that sort of deal. Right. But I'll get nuts. I'll dial you guys up. I'll have to.
You're going to call in.
Yeah, I'll call in.
No, for sure. All right, there you go. Philadelphia Union.
Me on a bus.
By the way, just because I didn't I'm not anti-Philadelphia Union. I just I don't.
Dude, there's a lot going on.
I know they've been good.
This season came out of nowhere though. Like even I wasn't really paying attention.
Did they whack Jim Curtin?
They moved on from Jim, and we love Jim. Jim's a good friend of mine, and I can't believe the success that they've had this year. I can't. But new coach is really good. Sporting director, not a general manager. Sporting director Ernst Tanner. He's been amazing. It's been an unbelievable year. Tune in Sunday night.
Ray and I were talking about Ernst before the show. We were just saying the same thing.
We're breaking out.
John's got a lot of Ernst takes.
What was his best move? What was Ernst's best move?
All of them. Sound like LeBron trying to answer a question about
favorite book.
What's your favorite part of what line in the gut? Was it The Godfather? What line in the gut? All of them. What was your favorite chapter of Malcolm X? Oh yeah, that's great. It's great. Yeah, all of them. Ernst has done a great job. All of them.
Hey, he could BS with the best of them. Man. Great answer. Great answer.
All right, so I'm glad we have limited time here to talk about this. I listen. I get it. It's like the hitting. It's like you don't see this is Kevin Long times a million with Kevin Patullo. Before the Eagles started going on a run last year, everybody wanted Kellen Moore fired. Even after they won a Super Bowl, I had people telling me that they won in spite of Kellen Moore last year. He wasn't a good offensive coordinator. I'm not telling you that Kevin Patullo is a good offensive coordinator. I'm not telling you that he shouldn't be replaced as a play caller. I'm not really telling you a whole bunch of anything other than the Eagles are not hiring Brian Daboll right now to be the offensive coordinator and play caller for this team. It is not happening. The Eagles are 8-2. They're coming off a season where they won the Super Bowl. And Brian Daboll was fired by the New York Giants. They're not about to hire a fired, failed NFL head coach to come in and an offense that he has no familiarity with the offense, with the coaching staff. Really, he caught plays for Jalen Hurts 10 years ago.
2016.
Yeah, 10 years ago. Brian Daboll is not being hired by the Philadelphia Eagles. You think that they're 8-2. You want to sound an alarm and say there's something wrong? Bring in Brian Daboll to now totally overhaul your offense in the middle of the season. That they're the number one seed in the NFL. So if you want to, and this cracks me up on Twitter and Instagram, if you want to keep you change your name from Bob Johnson to Fire Patullo, fine. Keep it Fire Patullo. If you want to just go on social media, people are obsessed with firing Patullo. If you want to blame him, that's totally fine. Blame him for all of it. I can't have that discussion anymore. I can't. They're not hiring Brian Daboll. They're not bringing back Doug Peterson. Could they take play calling duties away if they continue to struggle? Absolutely, they could. But they're not bringing in Brian Daboll at this part of the season.
No. Yeah, and
so stop with it. I'm exhausted.
It's very weird that his name continues to be referenced. I know he had some success with Buffalo, but he was not a good head coach with the Giants.
Wasn't he freaking out at Mike Kapka? That was the report out there. He was screaming and yelling at Kapka and blaming him for everything.
Apparently that was the big reason, but he was due to be fired. They should have fired him in the offseason last year.
They should have. You're right.
Should have just moved off of it. But that owner, he's got his own deal with his health and everything. But I don't get the love. I understand he had some success. I'm not trying to say he's a complete failure. Dable needs to go to college because you know what? Go and get a college job, and you can get these fees when you do get fired. Like that,
you get the buyout.
The buyouts, yeah.
He does seem like a big buyout guy.
Go get a college job.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying Penn State. Like, okay, if you want him to burn out after 2 years and get fired, sure, hire him at Penn State. I'm not like this isn't even. I don't even care about Brian Daboll. They're not hiring him.
No,
he's not going to be the offensive coordinator. Stop. Could Patullo get possibly replaced as the play caller? Absolutely. Ain't happening right now. They're 8-2. And let me add this: how many times have you heard? This year, have you heard any complaints by Ed? And believe me, all these reporters would love to come out and say Kevin Patullo is the problem.
Yep.
Diana Rossini, whoever. All of them.
Rigatoni.
All of them. Ray, has there been one story about lack of faith or like Kevin Patullo is killing the offense, he's killing the team? Believe me, that information would be out there if players were thinking it.
No, I don't think I've seen
it. And players also may think he's not doing a great job, but they're not burying this guy even off the record to the media. Otherwise, that story would be out there. And I can tell you this, even off the record stuff, I haven't heard one time from anybody saying, man, the players really don't like Patullo or there's not confidence in Patullo. I don't hear any of that at all. I don't.
I think a little bit has to do with the fact that they did win the Super Bowl last year, right? You can't really question, can you?
They blame the quarterback.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Lane Johnson came out and said lack of creativity. That goes on Patullo, and that's a fair criticism.
Yep.
Again, the criticisms are fair of Patullo. I don't think he's done a good job at all of calling plays, but I mean, we have to be realistic in what they're going to do.
There hasn't been one time this whole season in my mind that I was like, wow, look at that play call. Wow, look at that design.
Like what? Like no, the Dallas Goedert, the game where he had the red zone touchdowns and the fake.
I'll give you that.
Tush push.
I'll give you that.
That's about it.
Yeah. Speaking of fake tush push, you see Mark Andrews yesterday?
I did.
Oh, put that in the arsenal. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, no, there was lots of tush pushes over the weekend. I saw them. They do it in places. The Eagles can't do it anymore.
No, they can't. Now that we can't cheat, that's what the issue, that kid.
We're cheaters. Coming up, feedback, phone calls, 610-632-0975. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Dunn will not be on the program tomorrow. We're back. Middays with Mark, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn. So, Ray, while you're away in Richmond with the Lady Owls, I need, and I know you're like, we're still this is the 7th week, beginning of the 7th week of the show.
Yes, show 36, but you don't keep count.
How about that?
He keeps track.
I like that.
I need drops. I need you to get, because when I listened to you with Mike and Bill, you were the drop king on the show.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You're a drop king.
He's good with drops.
Okay.
So we need to start figuring out drops and how to get that in the show, because you're very good at it. And I don't want to hold you back from it because you're still trying
my freaking mind. We better figure this out.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because I feel like.
How about that?
It's a good one.
Yeah.
And then I'll hit this occasionally.
Outright.
Mike Miss was listening. He asked if I told how you got named Pie Face.
Yeah, we came into that one the last time I was in, and Mike gave me that nickname. It's bald in your face. And
yeah, he's a round face.
Yeah, round, ugly face. And
not ugly.
Well, Brian Dable-esque. Brian Dable has a pie face.
Yeah, you look like he does.
There it is.
I didn't put that together. Now that you said it, I really can't unsee the Brian Dable in you.
Yeah. Good time.
A younger, better-looking Dable, but nevertheless.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Nevertheless, yes.
If I continue to eat the way I have these last 2 weeks, trust me, I'm going to look like Dable.
Are you a guy that in 2 weeks you can go from, man, you got yourself in really good shape, to being the person you were?
It's unbelievable. I'm the heaviest I've been in 5 years right now. And here's the kick in the ass. You see me. I'm going to the gym at 5 a.m.
Yeah, so twice a week at least I'll see Sean like, here we go, 5 a.m. crew.
Yeah.
And like I did the 5 a.m. workouts, and it's just too early. I can't do it.
Hey, look, not to pat myself on the back, 4 times a week.
Yeah,
and I'm still gaining weight.
Yeah, that's
I can't stop eating. You know what my guilty pleasure is? The
everything?
Yeah. Crustables. Is it Uncrustables?
Uncrustables. Because there's no crust.
Yeah.
But there is crust, because my daughter won't eat crust, and I'll give her the Uncrustable, and she takes off the crust of the Uncrustable.
Dude, I pop those things like Tic Tacs.
They really are. It's like eating a cookie.
The Crustable is a good idea, though.
300.
Instead of it being the Uncrustable, we just do all crust.
All crust, yeah. I'll screw up stuff like that all the time.
It just sounds like you're eating high volume.
That, and it's the midnight hour.
Because you're up later because you're not working.
Yeah.
And you're up with the baby, so you're feeding them and stuff.
Yeah, you get me, man.
Yeah.
You get me.
Oh, believe me.
You know my pain.
When I had Gianna and my oldest when she was young, I was eating at McDonald's for lunch. I was doing 3 Big Macs for lunch.
There it
That's
is.
1,650 calories. They're $5.50 each.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah. I'm not quite there, but I don't know. It's just adding up. I got to get out of the house, so I appreciate you bringing me in here.
Yeah, you gotta
get me the hell out of there.
What about some cigarettes? That helps curb the appetite.
Nicotine never hit me. All these Zins, these people popping these lip pouches.
No, I'm glad that's not.
Yeah, there's other things, but
I've been trying to get Ray off cigarettes since I've known him.
I can't stop, man.
That's why you got that great voice.
Been dying for us to put another segment in the 12 o'clock hour, so I go outside for a few minutes.
Right. Right. No, there was an unnamed former host at the station that used to plan his breaks around his cigarette break going down the steps.
At the hallway.
In the hall, right down the steps, lit cigarette, couple drags, all the way down.
2 hosts.
Well, the other one wasn't as sanctioned. He would go in the bathroom. No, one host would go down and he would just cup it.
Yep.
And then go all the way down and then go outside, for the most part, smoking it. But it was lit before he got outside. Smoke. Like, I thought the whole point of cigarettes was to enjoy it. At that point, you're only like you might as well you're doing like you're a drug addict.
Yeah, you're addicted.
Yeah. There's no fun in that.
No. Light it up.
Like a nice thing, just talking about it. I would love to take a nice big drag.
I haven't
of
had a cigarette in over a decade. The Parliament. I used to have a Parliament maybe back in 2011. There you go.
I remember you smoking a cigarette. At least once.
Yeah.
Been 25 years for me. But it's still, given the opportunity.
Let's go burn. Let's do a segment. Just smoke.
Well, that's what I said. Like, the hell of it.
Smoking in the boys' room. Let's go break down some Eagles. We'll light some cigarettes.
What? No, because Harry did this one time. He started smoking again when he was older.
That's right.
His wife made him stop.
Yeah.
What if we just started smoking?
Cigarettes.
Yeah, and go to Wawa like all the other closet smokers. It's like, yeah, my family doesn't know. Yeah, sure they don't. Just because you're smoking outside of Wawa.
I love those people still going into Wawa buying a pack of cigarettes. Yeah, give me 2 packs of Marlboro Reds.
It's like Ray.
Yeah. Well, 2 is the light load for me.
I saw
4 at a time just to be safe.
I saw Ray at the Oaks Wawa hit a cup of coffee on the trash can lid, smoking a cigarette.
Nice.
Yep. That's me.
Great move there.
What people think of when they think of me, the guy outside of Wawa smoking a cig.
Ray's too young to have actually, I could really say, did you smoke a cigarette? Because I know he hasn't smoked a cigarette. He's too young to have smoked a cigarette.
He's smoked. I say yes. He smoked a cigarette.
No comment.
Oh!
I went to college.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I went to college. I lived down there.
Yeah, but still.
Burn one.
You think about it, go out for a night, someone's like, yo, you want one? So, oh, I've never done this before. Yeah. Didn't do it again.
Give me a heater.
Yeah.
I like it.
So the same thing happened with crack. Hey, you've never done this before. Yeah, why not?
It's a little different.
Yeah.
A little different. I don't
I
really
know.
have an addictive personality, though. So
But if you look at smoking statistics from when I was in high school, more people smoked than not.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, if you lit up a cigarette outside of One Ballot Plaza, you'd be in handcuffs in about 15 seconds.
I was talking to my wife about this the other day. In high school, kids used to smoke all the time in the bathrooms. Do kids smoke in the bathrooms these days? No way.
It's vaping. It's all
Yeah,
vaping.
they vape.
That's
These
the
kids
other
vape,
thing I missed.
Which is it's probably even worse.
Well, it's not. It's
supposed to be
can't
better.
Be good.
Joey Merlino still smokes cigarettes, all right? He's still with us, okay? So
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine if you smoke cigarettes. It's still. It's not. I don't see real proof that it shortens your life.
We're going to add a disclaimer to this episode.
Yeah,
Please do not take medical advice from any 97.5 The Fanatic hosts, producers, or anyone associated with the station.
And this I didn't know. I kid around. Ray Dunn's actually a smoker. I did not know that.
Now, again, I can't give you an inch because you're going to take a mile there with that. I said it happened.
Smoker. All right, when was the last time you smoked a cigarette?
It's been a while. Probably like a New Year's Eve at like 23.
Okay, so a couple years. Oh, 24.
Well, no, like 23 into 24 is what I'm trying to paint the picture.
So less than 2 years.
Yeah.
All right.
I tried to smoke cigars last year. That was a thing. Yeah. And then I got one time where it was windy on my back deck, and I had to keep lighting it, and I got all spliffed up. I was all dizzy. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
I love a good cigar.
Yeah, cigars are great. Golf course, so good.
2 of my least favorite things, cigar and golf.
Oh, man, come on.
I know I'm not a man's man, that's for sure. Let's get to feedback, Ray. Definitely not.
Now, it's time for feedback.
How about filling us in? I can't lie!
Email us at 975feedback at 975thefanatic.com.
Say it! Let me tell you something!
Or text us at 610-632-0975.
Let me tell you something else, man.
It's feedback on Middays with Marks.
All right, we're way late. Let's do it.
Sorry, John and Sean, but Jalen Hurts starting the game slow was not his fault. How about his receivers catch the damn ball? Patullo's play calling was atrocious at best, so I'm sure that played into his confidence. Anthony from Jersey.
Yeah, Sean actually said the drops, and you're absolutely right. But let's not play games here. Jalen Hurts was bad last night. At throwing the football, he was bad last night. And it's been a theme of this season. He has not done a good job throwing the football this year. True or false?
Get back to being the Super Bowl MVP caliber type of player. Let's go.
Agreed. All right, what's next?
How can they play risk-averse offensive style, but then go for it on 4th and short late in the game versus pinning the other team deep? Risk-averse is another phrase for not trusting the quarterback. Jason in Pennsylvania.
I mean, yeah, it didn't make any sense what he did, because if you're always going to say, I believe in my defense, and he was right to do that, then you punt it away. You don't even think about it. But that damn tush push, Nick is like, that's his signature move. It's like, oh, well, they're only going to stop us 2 plays in a row. They stopped you 2 plays in a row, Nick.
Signature move. I like that.
It almost caught. I mean, the Eagles are at their worst when they overly rely on the tush push. When it's like, just let's get it to 3rd and 1 so we can get a first down.
Yeah.
They need big plays. This team's not making any big plays. What's next?
For all these people saying hire Dable, need I remind them that Dable already coached Hurts at Alabama? It did not go well. Tony from New Jersey.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Did they win that year? And he got benched? I don't remember.
Alabama in 2016? Yeah, that's going to be a tough question for me to answer, but I don't believe that they won it all, but still, we're talking about Alabama here.
Yeah, if you wanted to have the silly conversation of after the season, could you bring in Dayball? That's a totally different story. They're not hiring Dayball right now. What's next?
Jared Goff played like a Temu version of Sammy Sleeves last night. The Birds' defense is nasty. Quintanamo Bay and DeGene Machine will carry us against any receivers. Book it, go Birds. Mo from Horsham.
Mo, I watching the game last night, I thought, yeah, this team can win another Super Bowl. The offense just has to be a little bit better.
Especially the cornerbacks, Mitchell and what he just said with Cooper DeJean, these guys are special. Oh, by the way, they lost in a national championship game to Clemson. 2016.
Okay. Yeah. And Hurts was the – he played a little bit because where he played, but it was like this guy's not all that good because he wasn't a great thrower of the ball, if I remember. Yeah. All right, we got 2 more. Go ahead, Ray.
Another great win with some great D. The type of game that I love, go Birds. Mike DeBoner.
DeBone. What's up, Mike? Mike DeBoner. It's been a while since Mike DeBoner checked in. But we had Big Lou, who was who couldn't stop texting the text board. Big Lou, he's on meds too.
Yep.
Now it's number 2. Any more, Ray?
Dan Campbell goes for it. He's an idiot. Nick Sirianni goes for it. He's a genius. More coming up next. Bill from Unfiltered.
Even Bill is saying it tongue in cheek. He knows it was the wrong decision. He's playing. It's a radio bit. He knows it was the wrong decision. You never go for it on that play. You just don't.
No, kick it. Let your defense eat again. And Jared Goff 2 for his last 20 heading into that. Come on, man. Just get the ball back to him.
Easy decision. All right,
I'm the dumbest coach in the world.
You got to pick for Monday night tonight?
Monday night.
Cowboys are 3.5.
Yeah, I just think that there's a lot of points to be scored tonight. So I'll take the over on 50. I think that this is going to fireworks, John Mark.
Raiders kept it close in the last game that they played, I think, but that's not a lot of talent. That's a bad team.
I think that there's going to be a lot of scoring tonight.
I'll take the Cowboys minus 3.5. Everybody, guys are coming up next. Talk to you tomorrow. See ya.